Instead, you're going to get some other things, and then later on you'll get a newspaper. So the first thing that happens is Butch, Patrick has received another message from your good friend, which I need
Yeah, I
to
was
send.
supposed to make a luck save, right?
Yes, I do need you to make a luck save. And so I'll tell you exactly what okay, so the consequences of failure is there is something near and dear to you, whether it's a family member, an item, something that you don't have with you that I need to know about.
We will make it a childhood heirloom that I kept in a storage locker
Okay.
somewhere.
So this message. So what kind of heirloom was it? Was it like a toy or maybe a picture of your long lost family?
Yeah, we'll go with the picture. I was trying to think, it's like, what did I keep from my childhood? But I didn't keep fucking jack shit from my childhood because I had nothing worth keeping. It was my first computer. We'll put it that way.
Oh, so it's your first computer?
Yeah, we'll go with that. My first computer.
An old 486 chipset and all that. 16 megabytes of RAM. The good stuff.
And it's got all my porn on it.
That's the most important thing. Hidden porn stash.
Like the kind that's really good that they probably outlaw on 12 systems because it's too kinky.
Okay. That fits perfectly with what's about to come to you over the Steam waves. So you get that email. You guys are on Minushi's server. That's where I remember you guys being. So that's where you are now. You get that email probably like the next day after, or maybe a couple days after the baking contest. And yeah, so you guys need to get a mission. I'm gonna give you a list of the missions that exist. It's really unfortunate that Infest is going to be around because I actually had a whole little arc planned. That's okay. We'll have to go with my other arc that I had planned. So among the things that you all hear, there's another Basilisk sighting. It's in another sector now. I believe it's H0705. Let me pull up my sheet here.
That started off in 703, didn't it?
Yep. So it's sort of
The
drifting
official
through.
site.
It's drifting through warp space, or that's what people are claiming. Yeah, it's an H0705. And people, there's more reports that they saw it, and yeah, so that you guys hear that over the news. You guys probably both at some point look at the job board looking for work. You see, I think Patrick probably sees this one. So none of one actually put anything up in the subreddit like we were planning to have like the I have something to sell that's maybe not totally kosher. Yeah. So you see this reply to whatever you guys ended up posting. I'll just assume that you posted it, and it's from a man who's goes by Robin Dubois, PhD, and he basically has answered your ad in the affirmative. He would like to buy that thing. So that's a thing. There's also a woman, a businesswoman, looking for a bodyguard, like a bodyguard detail, just to she's on in system, like on the same planet you are, and there is another person that comes up to you, Patrick, and you're out and about one day, and he comes up to you and he says, "Hello," and he hands you an envelope and walks away. And on the outside of the envelope is the word circumference, but the C in circumference has sort of turned into like the other half of it is turned into a full circle. It's just a little bit dimmer, like less. It's so
Faded.
one side, yeah, it's faded. So but it goes through the rest of the word. So these are the things that have happened to you in the intervening like day or two.
All right.
What do you guys?
I suggest we go talk to that potential buyer about the corpse.
Absolutely.
I think so. Let me think about this a second. Yeah, so I think you can contact the guy about the corpse. And he says, he's in system as well, and he sets up a meet for a day or two later. Um, so go ahead and mark off 2 days on the calendar, Tim. Uh, and in the meantime, something comes back to you, Butch. Uh, Also, you only have one alien corpse, is by my records.
We have one alien corpse in the location
We
of the
do.
second.
Yes. Um,
And the second one is actually alive.
so in the intervening 2 days, you get that back, Butch. And yeah, so you go to meet this Robin Dubois fella, and let me pull up this real quick. And he meets you in like a cafe or something, and he comes up and he goes, "My name is Robin Dubois, Lon, I presume."
Yes, that is who I am. And I presume you are the one interested in the interesting
I
artifact.
do not. Interesting artifact is a very good choice of words. So, I am a researcher with the university on Bellon. I am very interested in this artifact. How much? How much are we speaking of?
For the artifact, I think
Shit, hang on 1 second. I just screwed something up. Oh, fuck. I accidentally disabled my headset. And so now it's coming through the main speakers and it's not.
wait for it. Wait for it.
Waiting with bated breath.
He probably can hear us, but in case he doesn't, perhaps we should just try and screw with him a little.
He just sent me a Steam message. Headset broke 1 minute.
Can he hear us?
He didn't say. It was head. Yes, he can. So it's still coming through the speakers, apparently.
I was gonna go and do something about it, and that's how I lost my first kidney. Just as he came back. Oh well.
The joys of the Logitech G930.
Logitech G930. Let's see. Something tells me I've seen these before. Oh, one of those. Ooh. Isn't this the one like everyone in Gommel has? And forces some people to listen to them while they take a piss.
Was using the mumble push to talk key. God damn it. Yeah, that's definitely the headset that everybody uses. Only 3 of them, well, 2.5, because sometimes Infest does. Depends on how drunk he is.
I remember having this conversation. I think it
Yeah.
was a couple days after D3 2.3 came out. We were having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows, if I was part of GOML and I got one of these headsets, we would have to add that value up by 1. I would probably be doing the same. Alright, Joe. Go for it. And yet you're
What the
still
fuck
typing.
did you do? Fucking black magic. Did you integrate your fucking brain into the computer?
You're
You
not
sending that
supposed
shit
to do
telepathically?
that. How many times have we been over this show? You're not supposed to integrate your brain into the computer. That technology isn't stable yet.
It's
God
fucking
damn
tech
it.
heresy.
It is. Fucking
God Emperor would
heretic.
be very disappointed.
Fucking heretic. The Emperor is displeased with you greatly. I'm now kind of tempted to buy one of these G930s. They look pretty nice.
They're not terrible, but the biggest problem that most of us have had is the
Hey,
battery ends up getting destroyed because most people leave them plugged in like more than they probably should and don't discharge the batteries right, and then they seem to lose wireless. They have like while we're playing anything, whether it's one of these or Diablo or whatever. Like I have problems where it'll just like disconnect for a couple seconds and then reconnect, and people cut out all the damn time.
well, that really frickin' sucks.
It wasn't an original problem. Like I didn't have that problem when I was on 7, and then when I updated to 8, it had it for a while, and then it went away for a while, and then it's been like I don't know if it's a driver issue or what, but I've had more problems. If I could go back, I probably would buy them.
Fair enough. Well, you both, between Joe's comment from the peanut gallery and your commentary, probably just saved me $80. I'm mainly just looking for maybe a potential decent set of wireless headphones with a good mic. But it's not a big deal. I don't have them. It's a wish list kind of item.
No.
You really screwed up these headphones, haven't you, bud?
Game canceled on account of technical difficulties.
Have you considered not having them get that hot and frying themselves?
Are they 3.0? That'll do it.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help either, yeah. I mean, even if they were 3.0, even if you had a decent 2.0 one, those, at least for mine, I haven't had any issues yet so far. Granted, I've had this thing less than 6 months, but hey, they still work.
My buddy had a problem with one of his cases. It had 3.0 ports on it, like when 3.0 first came out. And I don't know if it was a problem with the motherboard voltage or what, but it was like anything he plugged into, those ports would fry. He lost like 3 or 4 thumb drives before he figured it out.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm kind of glad I got it in the later stages. I have like 2 or 3 3.0s, and then like 7 or 8 2.0s, which is more than sufficient.
Can you hear me now?
Holy balls,
Yeah.
he's back.
Hang on a second. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
I can, and we're hearing some weird beeping noise too.
Yeah, that's because it's installing fucking drivers. 'Cause I had to switch out the fucking port that was I fucking hate this thing.
Would you prefer wireless or wired headphones?
I would prefer headphones that don't fucking suck.
Well, if you would like, there's a decent set that I have 2 of these things. They're like 30
So
bucks and
the issue
wired.
is, like, the headphones, when they work, are totally fucking fine. It's the stupid case fucking dies on a regular goddamn basis. You can still hear me, right? Like, I'm not...
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
My audio is all fucked up in OBS now. Are you recording this, Tim?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm not gonna bother. Fuck it. So that entire whole fucking thing. Oh my god, fucking pissed off. It started with literally my the sound, like the playback devices popped up on my screen, and it was like, we're disabling this playback device. I'm like, don't do that. That's not. I didn't ask you to do that. And then I have a KVM which hooks my mouse and keyboard together, and my keyboard has the device on it. So when it disabled the headphones, apparently it decided to disable everything connected to my KVM. So I had to go unplug my KVM, plug in a different port of the KVM, so the stupid machine wouldn't think it was the same thing. It was just a pain in the ass. I fucking hate Windows. I fucking hate this computer. And now it's time to go back to playing. So, let me exit out of this because I don't need this anymore. And back to what we were doing. So the last thing I recall was sending. So you wanted to go meet this guy. We sent back that email from Peanuts, and you go to meet this guy, and he says that he asks you how much you're looking for, basically.
I'm looking for about 80,000 for this right now.
Well, 80,000 is perhaps a little above my price range. I could offer you 60,000.
How about 65,000?
Make a business roll.
Okay. Should be that.
I think I can do 65,000. So, however, I will need you to. Well, I will buy the artifact. However, I have a job.
Alrighty.
You suddenly became Australian. I do not know what happened.
It's the space brownies.
What is in them? And he cocks an eye at you.
It's a long story.
I see. Well, there is this place. It was a research station on a uninhabited planet. There was very valuable research on the other artifacts. You understand? Vous comprenez?
I do. I think I understand where one of these other artifacts that I happen to know of also happens to live.
Fascinating. Well, I am sure as a qualified archaeologist, you are aware these are difficult to acquire. Oui.
Indeed.
So, as a qualified archaeologist, the easiest way to learn is to profit from other scientists' work. Oui.
Sure.
This planet is nearby. It is only one sector over in Yarnipu. And it is a moon. And on the moon is a research station where they studied the artifacts. As far as we know, there are no more artifacts there, but this information is very valuable to me.
How valuable are we talking?
As valuable as the artifacts you just sold me.
Alright. If I was to go with my crew to retrieve said artifacts, would you also purchase the information for the same price of the currently other live artifact?
So I'm only a scientist. I only have so much budget. I could offer perhaps more than just the artifact alone, but not twice the price.
What are you offering on top of the current fee we have set up?
I cannot do 120,000, which is it was 65.
Yes.
I cannot do any more than say 90,000, but that is very difficult. Go ahead and make another business roll. I could not do. It would be very difficult. I could do 70,000 for both.
70,000 for both, not
Oui.
each.
Not each. I only have so much budget, sir. I am just a professor.
And that is not including the amount for our little exhibition to the Yamper system, correct?
I could pay you for expenses to get there, but that is the whole price. 75,000.
75,000. Let me confer with my crew, but beforehand, is there any other information you can possibly offer?
I am reluctant, so if you do not take this job, that you might try to, well, take the job. Do you know what I mean?
Unfortunately, I do not, sir.
The artifacts we deal in, so are very valuable to very many people. I am certainly not the only call you received. We?
We. Even so, with that in
So,
mind,
sir, you may. I will speak English. I am sorry to bring French into it. I did not mean to insult you. And he kind of chuckles a little bit when you say we, because he appreciates your attempt at speaking French, but thinks it's a little silly.
although there may be others, you, how many of these other individuals would likely go to the system to retrieve this? Would it be worth the risk if they knew what was actually there, like I do and my crew does?
I am certain, sir, that there are people in this sector, even on this planet, who would happily pay quite a lot for both the information which I offer and the artifacts that you offer. I can only afford so much. I only have what I offer you.
All right. May I step out for a minute so I can speak with
Of
my
course,
crew?
of course. You may speak freely. I will stay here. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
he sort of gestures to a waiter. He goes, "Garçon!" And the waiter comes over as you walk away.
And I proceed to go find / call Patrick.
Patrick, where are you? While he's talking to the client here.
I would assume that I'd probably be back at the ship, and actually, I need to send you a message in a minute.
Okay.
I will do that in a minute.
While you're at the ship, there is a knock at the side door. So the way that the ship docks, there's like something that connects right to the bridge, so it's easy to get on and off the ship. And there's a knock at the door, just a kind of clanging.
I'll open it.
Yeah. When you open it, you look down, and there's another letter with the same word on the front, circumference, and
Circumference.
it's the same connected C that's faded out and stuff.
Is there anything like on the note? Because I never really said to open the first one.
Nope. You just now have two notes, both with that word on the front. That kind of
That's weird. I'll take it back to my room and open and read both of them.
Okay. They both say the same thing. And the first one says, you just looking at either of them, they both say the same thing. And it just says, our mutual friend mentioned you might need my help with your problem. It's like a audio recording, but it's like I'm making it into an audio recording because I'm using audio, like I'm speaking it. I didn't write it down. So it's like an audio recording, but the voice is garbled. And it's like with your problem, and fortunately, I require some assistance myself. I think we can make a trade. And there's a exchange email address at the bottom that is sort of just gobbledygook, and the address to send it to. And it says, send an email here if you're interested. I'll need your whole crew.
I'm assuming that the mutual friend was the guy that we saved from the last mission. Okay.
Jordan.
Thank you. For whatever reason, I had notes written up in a little notepad file and can't find it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will send a message to him first, saying I am interested and should probably set up a meeting to discuss.
Okay. So that gets sent off. You don't know where this came from, and you do know that it might take a while to get wherever it's going, because it's just basically like an anonymous email address. So that's in the wind.
And I'm assuming I receive a phone call from one Captain Brownie.
Yeah. Were you gonna send another message to?
I will type that up in a minute.
Okay.
So, hey, Patrick, is Mindfuk and Tassia still out cold?
I'm assuming, man. I haven't heard anything on Mindfuk in a while.
So
I don't know if he did some space drugs.
I think while you're walking, like you're talking and stuff, you're walking around the ship, and you look in Ziggy's quarters. The door is slightly ajar, and the camera sort of jumps over your shoulder and through the quarters, and they're totally empty. And there's a note on the bed.
Oh, well, I guess that's why we haven't heard anything. He up and vanished.
Oh, well, okay then.
That's good of him to say goodbye.
I guess so. Wow. I guess that happened.
Tacius, however, has a do not disturb thing on his door, so I'm not gonna disturb him.
Yeah, he's probably humping the pillow.
Yeah, I
You
don't
you hear
need
you hear
that.
thumping sounds from the other side of the door.
Yeah, I don't need that in my psyche's already far gone.
Fair enough, since
How
you're.
how'd the archaeological meeting go?
So, we got a good price for it. However, there's a caveat. We need to go on a little adventure a system over if we want to get this.
How big's an adventure?
We're going to be retrieving more of the similar type of artifacts we retrieved back on the space station.
Live artifacts?
I'm assuming
So
so.
so I think you might have misunderstood what he was saying.
I was
And
assuming like data, like notes and
yeah,
stuff.
he's asking you to go get data, and he's already going to buy the corpse. So if you just want to sell him the corpse and walk away, you can do that. It's going to be 65K. But he wants you to go over to this other moon in one system over and retrieve some data from a station that studied these things.
Okay. I
And
thought there were going to be live things. Of
well,
this.
he said he believes that there are none left.
All right. So there's the potential that there are some of these live artifacts, but I believe it's just data collection.
I'm good with going and getting some notes. That sounds like it might be okay.
All right. So you're on board with that.
Fuck it, let's yeah. Yes.
All right. I'll go finalize this arrangement. I'll call you back when.
I
we
like
get-
that there's a car beeping out back, like it's like you're actually outside, and then
Ambiance.
ambiance, man, ambiance.
Probably when my neighbor is doing something silly. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, I will go talk to the science person and finalize this arrangement.
Robin Dubois is his name.
The French guy.
Yeah, oui. Yeah, so you walk back over. He's casually drinking his coffee and reading a book. It's in French. You can't tell what it is. You don't speak French, right? Your character.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I think it's space Swedish. I have on my
Yes, you have space Swedish. That's right. I remember now.
Awesome.
I think because you were asking for Swedish chocolate the other day.
thing.
I'm
Yes,
pretty sure you meant Swiss chocolate. Maybe that's what you were going for.
probably.
Because Swiss chocolate is the good stuff, like that's considered very good chocolate. But
I
in
kinda
any
want it to be
case,
Swedish chocolate now and like make it so it's
okay.
off-brand and shitty on purpose.
that's exactly what it is.
That's how I lost
Um,
the baking contest.
Yeah, that it doesn't matter now. Like you're getting Swedish chocolate, but yeah. So he's drinking his coffee and reading some book in French. You do make out the author's name because it's in a normal spot and it says Marcel Proust. And yeah, what do you do?
So I have conferred with my crew.
We?
We agree we will go on your little exhibition for the agreed upon price, as well as if you can give us a full section of fuel and fill up our life support.
I think that could be arranged. So I would take a receipt of the artifact, and he hands you a data pad, just a little card basically with some information on it. Receipt of the artifact here. Payment for that will be upon delivery, as will the delivery from the other site. Oui?
We
Very nice, sir.
shall we?
I think we're all done.
I believe so. One final question: shall we deliver the initial artifact first, and then everything else once we return?
Yes. I would like to get to work on the artifact as soon as possible. It is not every day that you get to experiment with these artifacts.
Very well. And I kind of go and I write it down, and I kind of give him the information of where the ship is.
So he's already given you a place to send the artifact, and you can hire porters to do it. It's normal. It'll take you an hour. He's probably in the same dock you are.
Okay. So I will hire the said porters. And
Okay.
so I sign the contract, leave, and go hire said porters to transport this stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm handling some other stuff too. Yeah, you're able to do that, and you deliver it, and he delivers the payment to you fairly promptly. It's you basically deliver it, and then you look at your bank account, and there is the 65,000 credits that he owes you for the delivery of the corpse.
All right. 1 second. So I can. I'm doing said math. Patrick, you can add 16,250 credits to your account.
Say that number again.
16,250.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I need to start tuning down some of these rewards if there's only going to be 2 people. Um,
It was originally going to be split against 3 because the infest and stuff was going to end
Yeah.
up being here, but
Yeah, it's I just need to tune down the reward just a bit. That's okay. You'll get the full amount for this one, and it'll probably be most of the session. So, yeah, so we can just diagonal wipe to you guys on the ship getting ready to take off for the coordinates that the guy gave you.
1 second.
Um,
I'm also filling in all the other numbers. He also did he comp/pay for all the fuel and stuff we were going to end up
Yeah,
getting?
he gave you enough to make for the full amount of fuel and life support.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just
You're topped up.
That's what I just did. Cool.
Okay, so let me see here. Hang on 1 second. I need to get something back to Butch.
I have enough money. I can hire a prostitute for a week. Fuck yeah.
I was actually thinking, should we have split? I split it just between the 2 of us. Should we have split it 3 ways for Tashius whenever he wakes up, or stop thumping the pillow?
If he comes back, then the other reward will be for him too. But generally speaking, if he's not here, he doesn't get the reward. So.
Okay.
Oh shit! I signed. I signed the thing. So the way I sign Peanut's emails is shockingly similar to how I signed my emails. So as you guys are heading towards Juniper, which is in, so the end of that story is I signed it /Joe instead of /Peanuts. So as you guys are heading to H0701, which is Juniper, I need someone to make a pilot roll. I think is Tassus usually your pilot?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
All right, I'll make a. He can make it for you. I'll just make a thing.
I was gonna do it, but that works too.
Oh well, no, you can totally do it.
So that would be a navigation roll against my int.
It would be yes, a navigation roll against your int.
This is gonna go great.
I'll see if he can help you. Oh yes, it wouldn't even matter because you're still rolling on the chart. Where's my chart? Oh, I have it over here actually. I printed it off. The chart is navigation. It's not one of the ones I printed off. Fuck. Navigation. Okay. That is the wrong place to be. Fuck. I know it's in here somewhere, man. It's right here. I need space travel. Space. System. Fuck. Starship travel, there it is. Okay, can you roll 3d6 for me, Tim?
I can.
Slash Lorne. 15. Ship off course, but detected early. Make another navigation check. So go ahead and make another navigation check. And I'll see if he can help you this time.
Oh, God.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. You rolled a hard one. How did you even... Oh, man. Okay, roll 3d6. 9. Ship off course, spend base time in transit, then make another navigation check. So knock off 3 days and 1 point of fuel and all the appropriate rations.
1 second.
So basically what happens here is you're setting out the course. You haven't really done it before. Tacitus is trying to help you, but he's looking a little bit worse for the wear. And you tell him basically just go sit down. I got this, no problem. And you completely fail. You basically navigate in circles for like the full 3 days, and when you drop out of spike space, you're right over where you were. You're basically in the same spot. And there's like yakety sax is playing in the background.
All right.
And I think at this point Tacitus gets up and he's just like, "Listen, let me just do this. This is my job, and stop it. Just stop it."
Okay.
And he says, "Let's do some navigation roll." Where did I put it? Navigation, which is 0. That's against his int. You were going against your int, right?
Yes.
Holy shitballs. You guys, he's going to re-roll that. Let me do the re-roll first. There, it's a 9. That's a 9. That passes. So, yeah, you guys managed with Tacitus's help. He starts to plot a course, and he's flustered based on the terribleness of Lorne's attempt, but he manages to pilot you there and take you to this moon, which doesn't have a name. It's a distant moon around a gas giant in the system. Nobody lives there. And you get to the coordinates, and there is you can detect a structure. During that time, Patrick, you get that message from Peanuts. If you wanted to reply to that, it would start, like the reply would start now and have to travel, so. So it has been 6 days, by the way, total. So mark off another 3 days. Okay, cool.
Already done.
You have 1 point of fuel left, by the way. So, if I'm doing the math right.
I do.
Yeah. So you guys, you're in orbit around this this moon. It doesn't have an atmosphere, but there's like a dome where this research station is. And yeah, you can go down there. What do you guys want to do? You can land the ship there too. You don't have to like take a shuttle or something because you don't have a shuttle.
Are we able to scan it or anything for life forms?
Yeah, if you want to scan it, someone can make a computer's check and try to scan it for life and see what's going on.
Patrick, you want to scan it so we can know if they're freaky aliens or not?
Yeah, so you scan the planet and you see that there are a few major structures. Well, if you scan the moon and you see there are a few major structures in this dome. There's really nothing else on the planet. It's of average composition. It's a small rocky world. There's a lot of methane ice, and basically looks pretty normal to you. You don't notice any particular life forms that seem normal to you, or you don't really see anything. So scans look clean.
Awesome. Well, why don't we head on down there then?
All right, so yeah, you can land the ship. I'm not going to make you do. Normally, I make you do a pilot check, but since he's not here, I'm not going to do a pilot check. Yeah, so you land just outside of the Bubble Dome Research Center. There is a slight walk in 0 atmosphere, so you're going to need to use some suits to get there. And you have. When you did that scan, you did notice that there is atmosphere inside the dome, so you only need it for the jaunt of half a kilometer or whatever.
All right. So that would be vac suit stuff. I would take it.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
didn't wearing that like make your AC go up?
When you're wearing it, yes, but once you're inside, you could potentially change into something else.
No.
However, if you change, you couldn't run outside again without changing back into the vac suit. So there's a trade-off, is the point. You also need to figure out what you're carrying across to, bring with you, basically.
I'm gonna take my toolkit and my gun. I fucking just about everything that I had on my person
Okay.
last time.
Both my monoblades and my bow.
Okay.
Yeah, and as a note, if we do happen to see any more artifacts with air quotes around them, we're hauling ass and just getting the fuck out of here.
Agreed. Because fuck that shit.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm hearing is Patrick has vac suit. Are you bringing your armor with you to change into?
I am.
What's the vac suit AC?
7.
Yes.
Okay. And you're bringing basically everything I see in your gear section. That's what you want to bring?
Yes.
Okay. And then Lorne, you're bringing the similar set of stuff. You don't have any other items you want to bring?
Yeah, pretty much everything in my gear section, minus the top coat.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can take the good quality top coat and add it to your gear section and then just unchecked readied. And readied will just mean that you have it on your person.
Is there an encumbrance with it?
No. It's just clothes, so.
Okay.
What about a tactical mankini?
I mean, if you had a tactical mankini, which you do not.
Wasn't that supposed to be my full body glove?
You also need to add a compad to your gear, Lauren.
That'd be not cyberware, just regular gear.
Yep, just regular gear.
It's just like the cell phone, right?
Yep. It's basically your iPhone.
Frickin' Apple. Okay.
And you have that on your person, so I readied it. Okay. So yeah, you guys trek over the kilometer. Well, not the kilometer, that 500 meters to the dome, and when you get to the airlock, you notice that the outer door is actually ajar. It's like not open, but not all the way closed. It appears to be stuck on something. And inside is sort of the inside of the dome looks like it actually has like grass and stuff, like it's sort of like a biosphere, right? And vines have actually grown through, and then as soon as they grow through, they die. So it looks like there's actually like almost like a atmosphere leak or something that it's making its way through and then dying because there's no atmosphere. Yeah. So you guys get there. What do you want to do?
I want to go inside slowly with it, one of my monoblades drawn, just in case we encounter another quote-unquote artifact.
Do there look like there are any claw marks around the door?
Make a check of some kind. Let's do a perception check. Against your wisdom. Against your wisdom.
Fuck me. Oh my god. Double ones.
Yeah, so you go over to look at the door looking for these scratch marks, and you actually trip and hit the door right in the face. Just plop right into it, and then sort of stagger back and stand up and walk over to Lorne, who's opening the door. It opens pretty easily, and Lauren, you're walking in slowly, and yeah, nothing jumps out at you or anything. It's just a door.
It's never just a door. Video games have ever taught me anything. It's never just a door.
Sadly, it's not made out of mahogany.
Damn it. God damn it, universe. You're supposed to be better than this. Alright. I suggest we go in and start looking for the data we were sent to collect.
All right. So you guys are walking through. You close the door. You clear out whatever was jamming it. It looks like it was just basically some plant material or something. It probably grew in while the lock was shut, and then lock opened, and it all died. Yeah, the lock shuts and opens from the other side. You hear a whoosh of air. Your suits go from reading 0 oxygen to 78% oxygen, or like 78 air quality basically. You're doing good. This is a well oxygenated environment. Um, the inside of it, you're looking again, and it's sort of like this big open courtyard with grass and a little path that walks around. There are a few small buildings here and there. There's a big sign that says, "I need a name. Hold on, I need a name for a research station." Generator. Let's see if it has a name generator for research stations. School names? That's not too far off. They're laboratory names. You see it is Laboratory of the Enhancement of Herpetology, and it gives like the listing of the planet. It's a laboratory for the enhancement of herpetology, enhancement and study of herpetology in Johannapur, part of Johannapur University, and it's just a big sign over the top, and underneath someone has scrawled Brailment Park, and then there's a sort of a main building and a few small off buildings. What do you guys want to do?
I would suggest we check the main building. Sound good, Patrick?
Yeah. I'm going to change out of my vac suit and into my woven body armor,
I'm going to do the same.
which I'm just going to call Tactical Mankini from here on out.
It's not a tactical mankini.
It's not tactical mankini to you.
What if
I'm
I
gonna say
spray
this.
paint it camo?
I'm going to say this. There can exist an item in this game called a tactical mankini. I will come up with the AC of it, and you can tell me what it looks like. It'll probably be like AC, like a mankini that's not going to offer a ton of protection.
So you're actually going to make it logical? It's not going to be
style points.
It's not going to be in an MMO style female armor
No.
though.
No.
Come on.
No. It'll be an AC 8. So if you want it to be your tactical mankini, you now have some woven body armor that's AC 8.
We'll do that later because I'm going to embrace my newly formed nudist lifestyle, and that will help transition.
Okay. All right.
But yes,
Well,
let's go to the main building.
Yeah, so you guys walk through the center of the courtyard, and you notice there are a few like benches and like a table or two, like a picnic table kind of thing, and a few trees that are a little bit overgrown. They obviously haven't been pruned in a while. It looks like this place has been abandoned for a reasonable amount of time. It doesn't look like they left in a super big hurry. If they, like when they were leaving. So there are a few things that are knocked over, but nothing like weird looking. You come up to a pair of big glass double doors. They're probably like those really wide ones that are like 8 feet wide or whatever, and maybe 10 feet tall. And inside is just a long hall. And on either side, there are some basically like stalls, just areas people could walk up. It looks like it might have been like a food area or even like a shopping area where people like that lived on the base in the lab would go to get stuff. When you open the doors, there's just like a thin patina of dust over pretty much everything, and there's a few places like at the stalls where it's a little disturbed. It's sort of truffled up, or it's still kind of hanging in the air. What do you guys want to do?
Are there any computers around that seem operational?
There are a bunch of like cash register looking computers. There's a few kiosks with like informational terminals that you can get to. You can't really tell if they're working from here, but you can see where they are.
Might want
That guy never did specify like whether he was looking for like file folders and stuff, or was he actually looking for technical data?
Yeah, that was part of the reason I thought we could maybe see if we could find a working computer.
So there's like no one uses paper in this century. Like the even the letter that you got with the circumference thing on it, it's not really like a paper letter. It's like a data pad. It's basically like a little iPad that someone just left at the door because they're so common. They only do one thing. They only show the text, and then they're pretty much useless for everything else. But you basically, it's like digital paper. So everything is going to be digital files, and he probably gave you like details on how to get at those files. Like if you can get to a computer that can access them.
I have a post-tech toolkit with some charges on it, so could I use one to access the terminals to try to get the information?
Yeah, so you can go look at one of the terminals. You want to look at like a kiosk. You want to look at like one of the terminals in the stalls.
Probably the one in the stall would be more useful than a kiosk.
Okay. Yeah. So you can walk over. You walk over to one of the stalls, and the camera kind of follows behind you. As you're walking in, the dust sort of kicks up as you open the you know how some of those counters will like come up, and you can walk through them, and then they come back down on their counter again. It's like one of those. And so you walk through that, whatever that's called.
Like a bar hatch?
Yeah, like a bar hatch. I knew there was a word for it. Yeah, so you walk through the bar hatch and you're on the other side, and you see on the shelves there's like food items and various toiletries, just kind of like general like convenience store stuff. And there's a cash register terminal on the counter, sort of off to one side. It looks out over the main hall, and the computer seems to be running, like it's got power. The monitor is off. But there's like a keyboard in front of you, and you can, it's a computer, you can use it.
I will access it and see if I can search and find any of the files directly, or any like information that would lead us to where the files are.
Yeah, so you click on the monitor, and it lights up, and there's these dark black spots of something that's dried on the screen of the monitor. But behind it, you see LabTech operating system / Braillemont Park, and then it comes up with like a CLI that you can type into. You click around and try to get access to this, figure out what it's for. It's like got a list of, it's like you can start the point of sale server, or you can like look at logs. You can look at some other basic stuff. But if you want to get anywhere else in the system, you're going to need to do some hacking.
I will do that.
Okay, can you make a computer roll? Okay, Lauren, what are you doing while he does this? It takes a few minutes.
I'm poking around in the room, make sure there's no special guests we have here.
Yeah, can you make a perception check?
Can. That would be against my wisdom, I take it?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're walking around this room. It's probably maybe like 150 feet long and maybe like 40 feet wide. So it's a nice big hall. Actually, this will be a reference that you'll get, maybe which one. It's like the Museum of Science in Boston, that long hall that goes down the center.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just like a really big open hall, sort of almost like a mall. You can kind of think of it that way. And I'm actually literally describing the Museum of Science. That's what I'm thinking of. So that's why I told you that. So if you can remember what that looks like, that's what this looks like.
The one with the food court and everything?
Yeah, like the one that it goes all the way down. There's the music stairs off to the left.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It is exactly that place.
Okay.
And I'll describe whatever else comes up as we go, for Butch's sake. But yeah, so there's this long hall. And you get to one end of it, there's stairs right behind you. They go up and sort of turn to the left. And in front of you, you notice that there are little streaks in the patina of dust that's on the floor. They're probably about 1 inch wide and maybe 6 inches long. And they sort of scatter off in a direction away from where you are.
All right. I go and I just take 1 or 2 steps up on the stairs to just see if I can get a slightly overhead view of something.
Yeah. What are you looking for when you get up there? You go up a couple steps and nothing happens. There's no noise or anything.
Made me think. You know why I stepped up initially.
I do.
I was just looking to see if there was maybe something I could kind of see if I was slightly overhead, but nothing in particular.
Yeah, there's nothing there. So the reason that he stepped up at the Museum of Science, there are a set of stairs. They're very wide, and as you step on each one, it plays a different musical note. So as you step up, it goes da 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 da,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
that's why he stepped up on the stairs.
And I was
Uh,
hoping if it made sound, I was going to start trying to play chopsticks and call over to you.
It is exceptionally how do you can't even no you can't play chopstick on those stairs. You can barely muck out like Ode to Joy if you got long legs. Um, anyway, yeah. So you don't see anything in particular. Can you make another perception check?
I can.
Again against your wisdom. Yeah, it just looks like that's all you see. Those tracks.
All right.
Uh,
I
go
go
ahead.
back to Patrick then and kind of keep watch over him while he does his thing.
Yeah, so the camera sort of slips back with you and hovers over Patrick, whose face is lit by the computer screen in front of him, and there's little blotches on his face from where the gunk has dried. You start clicking around trying to break through the basic security, and you manage to get to figure out where this computer sits in the network, and you're able to like navigate your way up the tree, so you know where to go. And you make an attempt, but basically this computer is just not capable of making that connection. There's like a hardware block, like it's not connected to the same system. So you're not really able to get to any data beyond the basic stuff that this would be used for, which is probably point of sale.
But we do know where to go to.
Yeah,
find the
you're able to tell like what other computers exist and sort of like where they are on the site. You can see like you can overlay it with a map. So you probably like download it to your data pad, like your compad, and it's got like a map of the area that you gathered from your sensor sweep. And it's got a bunch of dots where all the different computers are, and you've marked a couple that look interesting.
Is there? Well, could we cross-reference like user accounts on that computer versus that guy's name?
Fucking, I gotta remember you're an IT guy, so you're gonna ask like IT questions. I'll be like,
Yes.
I have to like figure out how the system works now. God damn it. Yeah. So you could probably get a list of users, and yeah. So I'll say you can do that. And this guy's name isn't on the list. Like, there's no Robin Dubois that's ever been here.
Bastard lied about his name. But I got a couple locations we can check out. So
All right. Why don't we start checking them out, and then we can extort him for more money, perhaps, since he lied to our face.
bastards using their fake names.
Indeed.
I'm gonna buy him a really cheap
I mean-
bottle of
I mean,
red wine, and I'm gonna
he-
put a fancy label on it.
And I'll give him half a dozen space brownies with the most powerful laxative we can find.
Oh my god. You guys were conducting illegal business. Maybe that's why he used a fake name. Just putting it out there. Or maybe he didn't, and he just never worked here. Those are also options. Anyway, so you guys head off in the direction of one of the dots. It doesn't actually matter which one. And as you're going, can you both make perception checks against your wisdom?
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
so you guys-
like the least perceptive person ever.
So yeah, you guys walk back out from through the bar hatch and out the other end, and the camera's following behind you and sort of looking left to right as you walk. You go up a set of stairs and into a longer hall. It's much more narrow, and on either side there are various labs and like rooms with equipment in it, Bunsen burners and so on. You see on a couple of the doors are standard sized doors, and they have like that classic cross hatch panel that you can see through. And on a couple of them, you see this same stuff that was caked on the monitor that you used, Patrick. It's just this black goop that's caked there, sort of splattered over it. And you get to one of the doors that looks like it's got the room, like your phone is beeping, and you can see the light of the one you marked off. And yeah, it looks like there's a door here you can go in, and there's more hall on either end of you. What do you guys want to do?
Go and check out that computer.
Yeah, so as you open the door, it sort of catches on something, and you push on it, and you're pushing something out of the way. It's sort of soft, like it's just like something that's braced against the back of the door. When you get through, do you turn around and look to see what was behind the door?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a person. It's the corpse of a person. Their neck, like their jugular, has been torn out, and they are quite dead. They look like they have been dead for a while. There's a computer in the back of the room, and Lorne, can you make a perception check at a +1 for me
I can.
against your wisdom? Yeah, so you look into the room and you see the corpse, and you're just like, "Oh my God, there's a corpse here," and you freak out a little bit. But and that's what you're paying attention to. Yeah, so the camera follows in, sees this thing, the dramatic stab of music plays. What do you do, Patrick?
I'm gonna point at the corpse. That's one of two things. One, either one of those dickholes is still running around, and we need to get in and get the fuck out now, or that's why the fucking place closed down to begin with, and they could still be dead.
So I think that what happens here is the camera in this scenario comes and it's looking at both of your faces sort of up from the direction of where the corpse is. And behind you guys, the camera sees this tiny little black thing. It's much smaller than the Brailment from the previous episode. And it skitters across the top of the ceiling, but you guys don't see it or hear it. It just shoots right across. So what do you guys want to do? I'm trusting you not to metagame here.
I'm gonna go over to the computer and continue to do what I was doing, but at a more hurried pace.
Yes. If it's that first option, let's hurry.
Okay, can you make a computer's check?
Just keep an eye on the door.
Oh, I can do that. And while he's doing his computer thing, I draw my second Mono Blade.
Okay. Yeah, so once you make your computer's check... Oh, you did. Yeah, so you get in pretty quickly. It shows you're in sort of the main system now. There's a few layers of security you have to work through. It's probably going to take you about 5 minutes to get through all of the layers of security, get past the firewall, reconfigure stuff, that kind of thing. You're able to set it up so that this happens automatically, like you don't have to attend to it. There are a few things in the room that might be of interest to you. There's sort of a number of like lab tables that are set up. There's some like various items. It looks like it's an electronics lab. There's like boards that are kind of covered in dust, and there's soldering irons and other items like that. On the far side of the room, there's another smaller computer, and there's another door to enter the room from. Sort of like a two-door. Like have you ever been into college? There's like a lot of labs will have two doors, one on one end, one on the other, in case something is burning on one side, you can run out the other one. That's why they're there, by the way, if you ever wondered. But yeah.
Science.
So, what do you guys want to do during like the 5 minutes you're gonna have to wait?
I'm gonna check the smaller computer.
Okay. Lauren, what are you doing?
I'm keeping a watch on the door in the general room to make sure no artifact alien.
Okay, go ahead and make another perception test. And
I like the fact they're now artifacts.
Assisted or no?
Yeah, you can make it assisted.
So
You've seen stuff like this before. Yeah, so you see many, many more of these tracks. You've sort of calmed down from the corpse. You see many more of these tracks. You also notice that the corpse is wearing a name tag. Patrick, when you get over to the computer again, you see it's just got this caked black stuff sort of all over it this time. And when you look at it, it's you turn on the monitor and someone was writing a note. And the note says, I think they got loose. Send help. fast, and they never were able to click send.
Can I see who they were sending it to?
Yeah, it was being sent to. Well, you can't see the whole thing because it's got the caked stuff on it. But it looks like it begins with a Sir, CIR.
This
guess
might
we
be
took
of
that straight.
interest. They were trying to contact some group. I can't see because I don't know what the fuck is in this lab, but it's caked everywhere. Need to get a fucking janitor in here. Stat. This is bullshit. I'm writing
So
a fucking note to the manager.
I think when you like stat, I need to write a note to the manager. You hear clicking above you, and it's a very familiar clicking.
Patrick, what the fuck did you do?
I didn't do anything,
Uh,
but
Then why is there
some
fucking clicking?
some dust sort of shakes down from the ceiling, and it's probably been like, if there was a timer on the screen, it's at like 4 minutes and 30 seconds or something, and the floor starts to rumble a little bit. And as it's rumbling, it shakes loose some of this caked material, and it plops down in front of you. The back of it is this deep red color, and you can see what was written behind it, and it's said circumference agent, comma, and then that's then the rest of the message. And it sort of plops down, and it's sort of this gelatin, ooey gooey, gross stuff that's plopped down on the keyboard in front of you. And you hear the clicking intensify as the timer ticks over to 5 minutes, and you hear like a ding on the other computer stating that you're done. And you've gotten the data. You've downloaded the data to your compad.
we need to get the fuck out of here now.
Agreed.
I just run, grab my shit, and fucking haul Anus out the door.
Yes.
I'm right on his butt while we're at it.
Okay, can you both make what do I want to make you?
Athletics?
Athletics
Yeah, you're both gonna need to make an athletics check because I want to see how fast you guys get out of here.
against
Dexterity?
dexterity.
Either you can pick strength, dex, or con. Okay, that's actually a good thing. You guys, wow, actually, you are motivated, Patrick. Which is impressive because I think Lauren actually has a point. Yeah, he has a point in athletics, and you do not. You have a negative
do
point
not.
in athletics. So you rolled real well. Yeah, so I think you guys sort of burst out of the door, probably the same door.
Well,
the
yelling,
camera-
bad day, bad day.
So the camera's following Patrick as you guys run out the door, and you kind of like wait for him just a little bit, Lauren, so he catches up with you running out together, because you are smart and you realize that strength in numbers. And you zip out the door, and the camera's staying behind you, and it sort of catches up and runs in front of you and then whips around. And behind you, you see dozens of these tiny creatures. They may be a foot or 2 foot tall. They look like they're running on 2 legs. They got 2 arms in front of them and giant mouths that are full of very sharp teeth. It looks like they have a double row of teeth, and they're making these high-pitched clicking sounds, and it just sounds horrific. You're running down the hall, and you get to the stairs, and there are more at the bottom of the stairs. There's like a few of them, not as many as are chasing you. Can you guys both roll initiative?
Fuck.
I need to set up a board here. And Tassus is with you. Set these guys like that. One minute, I'm just setting up these guys. Okay, these guys are over here. You guys are like this. Okay. Let me pull you guys over here. Plink. Okay. So you guys are at like the top of these stairs. These guys are chasing you. I'm gonna draw in some stairs here in a second. So you guys are like, here are some stairs. There's like the hall. Ah, there's the hall. And at the bottom of these stairs are a bunch of these guys. There's maybe like 2 or 3 of them. And let's see how quickly they get to move. Okay, so they're moving this order. Dink. Dink.
Is there any rooms nearby we could try to duck into and brace the door?
Yeah, probably. So like there's a room right. So you're like at this is like a balcony kind of thing. So there's probably like a room like right back here with that those 2 lines are that you could dig into if you needed to. There are only a few at the bottom of these stairs, and it's maybe 10 or 15 stairs. Do remember that outside is vacuum and you're not wearing vac suits. So these are stairs. And the way this is going to work is, Lauren, you get to go first. What do you want to do?
As we're running down the hallway, I suggested, ask Patrick, should we either try and duck in a room or make a run for the ship?
If we make a run for the ship, we're gonna die. I don't think we can last without vac suits. We'll implode.
Duck in a room it is. Oh, there's one. I just kind of point up to this general area and make a run for that
Okay.
door.
Yeah, so you can move about that far. They're only moving 1 hex. You can move about 3 on a run.
Okay, so on a run, I move there. The said run, does that allow me to also attack?
Yep. You can make 1 move and 1 attack.
So while I was running, I put away my monoblades and drew out my bow. And I'm going to
Okay.
take a shot at that one.
Okay. You don't have any kind of special ammunition for your bow, right?
Nope, just regular arrows.
All right. Run around like Hawkeye. All right.
Attribute modifier should be that.
These guys all have AC 9, by the way.
And I forgot to put in the AC.
You would have missed anyway, so you missed. And your arrow just plinks off the floor, and you hear like a cackle of wood on stone floor. Patrick, it's your turn.
I'm also going to run for the room.
Okay.
I'm not going to take a shot.
Okay. So the way these aliens are going to work, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm actually going to add a second alien to the list. There's the aliens at the top of the stairs and the aliens at the bottom of the stairs, and only one of them gets to move per turn. So I think these guys down here, I'm going to say they move like this. Yeah, they're going to move independently is what I meant. And then these guys are already chasing, so they go here. Actually, let me roll initiative for them. We'll see if they actually go. If they do better than their buddies. No, they did the same. Yeah, so they'll go with the same. And they're going to move like this. They're pretty slow, just because they're so tiny, but they are persistent. All right. It is your turn, Warren.
These things are worse than fucking pygmies. I keep running for the door and take another shot.
There were always pygmies.
1, 2, 3. What?
You can make it to the door. You can
Okay.
make it to the door.
Can I open said door?
Yeah, you can like burst into it and bust the door open.
I will
Don't bust it.
I will open. I will wait to open the door and take
Okay.
another shot at the alien, or a alien.
Okay.
You said they had AC 7.
AC 9. They're unarmored, essentially. Nice. So your arrow sinks through the eye of the lead guy. I gotta add another one to the turn order here. And it sort of plops down on the ground, dying quickly. Patrick, it's your turn.
Gonna haul anus another 3 squares, and I'll I'll turn around and take a shot.
All right.
That
Okay.
one.
Yep. And your laser shot flies through the air with a whip and kills it. It's their turn. They're gonna go like this, and these guys are gonna go like this, and this guy sort of rears back and spits, and it's this green globule of stuff that comes flying at you, Patrick. What's your AC? It's AC 5?
Yeah.
Patrick, duck.
Oh man, he hits you.
Why didn't
For
you
2.
dodge?
He hits you for 2.
Fucking gross.
Yeah, it's just like this glop of steaming spit that sticks to your clothes. And it starts to, you can feel it sort of starting to burn through the armor. It's like an acid. It eventually sort of slows down and dissipates on your armor. Doesn't get all the way through, but it's big glob of alien spit. That's their turns. Lauren, it's your turn.
Before I take my full move, I yell to Patrick, get in the room and strip down because of that fucking spit. I then proceed to shoot at said alien, and then I will open the door and go in the room.
Okay, make a shot.
Still hit anyway.
Yep. So you kill him. Your arrow again just flies, and this one gets caught in his throat, and he actually like shakes a bit and breaks his own neck by shaking because it's actually grabbed onto his neck, and he dies. You go to open the door, and what you see in the room is just more aliens.
Oh, motherfucker. Not here, Patrick. Keep running down the hall. And
Fuck.
as I see that, do I have enough time to close the door?
You do. They don't actually roll a luck save. Yeah, you do. So you slam the door shut. They do notice that you open the door. They hadn't actually been moving around. They just seem to be kind of milling around, not really doing anything. They hadn't heard a commotion yet because your guns are actually relatively quiet, but they definitely know you're there now.
Yep, definitely not that door. Keep running down the hall. Nothing to see here. And that would be my turn, I would imagine.
Yep. Patrick, you're up.
Fuck. We're gonna die. I'm gonna help brace the door and stop them from opening it and take a shot down the hall at that guy.
Okay. Go ahead and make your shot. All right, you whip and kill him again. You do see a few more coming up the hall way down that end. So as you're shooting, you're obviously looking down that end. But Lauren, what are you doing after you take your shot? Like, where are you looking?
I was kind of looking down this way to see if there was
You're looking
another
that
room.
way. You're muted if you were talking.
Yeah, sorry. I was looking down that way, trying to look for another room we could possibly duck in.
Yeah, so it looks like there are dozens of rooms down that hallway. Can you make a perception test?
I can.
At the extreme end of that hallway, you see probably another dozen of these little guys, and they're cruising towards you.
I mentioned this to Patrick and suggest perhaps we should go down the stairs.
Can you, Patrick, you're bracing the door, right? Like holding it shut?
Yes.
It opens inward, by the way. Again, because these are labs, and lab doors open inward so that they don't blow out and hurt somebody outside if something were to explode. Another useful fact. So you're holding it shut. Can you make so you made a perception check. Oh no, I need you to make a perception check against wisdom.
2 seconds. I accidentally backed out, and I'm opening my shit back up. You said perception against wisdom?
Yep. Yeah, so nothing's pulling at the door. There's like nothing's trying to get out through the door. There's no scratching. There's no nothing that you hear or see. All right,
maybe we should go in. Okay, there are only 3 inside.
Are you looking inside?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, you don't see any inside anymore.
Maybe we should go in there and just deal with the couple that are in there, than the 9 million of them out in the fucking hall.
All right, let's do it.
All right, well, it's their turn. So let's see. These guys are going to run up. These guys are going to run over. How far away are you? Next is, I should set this to units. What's unit 2? Yeah, it's too far. Yeah, too far. So these guys you thought were there, but they aren't anymore. Yeah, so it's their turn. Lauren, what are you going to do?
I am going to quickly put away my bow, take out both my mono blades, open the door, and charge in. Too much?
That is a bunch of things to do in one turn. The rule is say yes or roll dice. I'm just trying to think of what I want you to roll. If you have an idea of what you want to roll, make an argument, but otherwise I'm going to figure out something here.
I would imagine I could roll. Oh wait, I can't roll just a straight thing.
It doesn't really make sense either. I guess maybe dexterity, but
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for a minute. But yeah, that doesn't make super sense.
I'm gonna say
maybe some form of combat.
Yeah, do combat primitive weapons against your dex. Yeah, okay, so you can swap out your weapons, but you can't get through the door too.
Okay, I will swap out my weapons.
Okay. You don't have a move action because you use that to swap out everything, and
I can't hit anything because
yeah, you can't.
Short of like hitting Patrick. Which
so you could shoot your bow and then switch your weapons. You could do that if you want on a 7, but you probably couldn't switch your weapons out, open the door, and like be ready to attack. So you could go through the door. So basically, you can use your attack to switch your weapons and go through the door as your move, or you could make an attack and
then switch
your weapons. And switching your weapons is the move there.
I think I will attack, then switch my weapons, and I will aim at that guy down there on the stairs.
I don't think you have a line of sight on him. You probably aim at the guy on the far end of the stairs.
Like that one?
Yeah.
I will do that.
That's close enough to line of sight for me.
Nope.
Yeah, so your arrow flies wide and tinks off on the ground somewhere. Patrick, it's your turn.
I'm going to open the door and go through on the other side of the wall.
Okay. And you still have your laser pistol out, so. Yeah, other side of the wall. You don't see anything in here. Can you make a perception test? Against wisdom, yeah. Yeah, so you don't see anything in here. It looks like they just cleared out. They might have got spooked, or who knows. That's your turn. So I guess the aliens are going. They're going to run. Keep running this way, I guess. Just keep running. So there's. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There are a few more coming up at the end of the hall, including a few coming from the other end of the hall. They're still a little ways away. So these guys actually aren't on stage yet. They're at the other end of the hall. They're still maybe a turn or two away. That's their turn. Lauren, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go in the door and close the door behind me.
Okay. So you're able to do that, no problem. Excuse me. In this room, it looks like a more like a chemical lab. There are a few tables scattered around, like they're the set of like three tables in the middle of the room that are like countertop tables that you'd use to do science. You do chemistry or whatever. There's a few like rolling carts with various bottles of stuff, powders of different colors, and things that you not don't necessarily recognize because I don't. Are either of you scientists?
No.
I'm a metal worker.
You might know a little bit about this, maybe. And your security, like maybe you've got some idea of how like basic chemistry works because you know how explosives work. And your survival probably goes into that too. I think, yeah, you might be able to like improvise something, but you're not a scientist. You don't know what any of this stuff does. You just know that there's chemicals here. There are a few rolling carts around with those chemicals on it. There's another desk that's sort of, if there are the three counters are sort of parallel with one another, facing one way in the room. Along the back wall of the room is a much longer desk that, like a table, and it's got some paper, not papers, but like data pads and a few random tools on it. It is not so the counters are connected to the floor; they're like built in, but the table is not. And it looks like it's actually a few tables that are sort of pushed together. Yeah, and then I'm trying to think what else is in this room. Nope, that's everything. That's everything in the room.
Have you seen the movie The Blues Brothers?
I actually haven't.
Oh, God.
Nor have I.
I've seen parts of it, but not the whole thing.
On the side note, I have watched Back to the Future, Joe. You
Good.
can no longer blame me.
God fucking damn it! I can't even believe it.
It's done.
1.21 gigawatts. That's right. It's a good thing you told me because I actually didn't know, and I did have a note here that said kill Tim's character if he hasn't watched Back to the Future. Oh, actually, who's the villain, the primary antagonist of Back to the Future?
The primary antagonist?
The bad guy.
It was that jock guy that was a complete and utter dick, and in the end he became basically practically a
That's good enough.
manslave
Yeah,
to the father.
It's Biff.
Yeah, Biff. Biff is his name.
That's
You definitely
that's that
watched it.
fucker.
You're just bad at names. That's fine.
That was the fucker's name. Biff.
Okay. I don't have to kill your character now. Did you ever take that damage there, Patrick?
Yeah, I marked it down to 2 HP. Or I'm down to 1 HP.
Okay, it's just not updating on this. I don't
Max
know.
HP is 3, hit points is set to 1.
Wait, your max HP is 3?
Yeah, I fucked up my con roll hard.
Holy shitballs. Oh, that's because this is not set up right. Okay. Yeah.
Watch that later, because this is what I want to do in the moment right now.
Well, now I have to watch it. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. This is your AC. Cool.
You can skip to the first minute, basically.
Hang on one second.
Actually, go to about 45 seconds and then start watching it.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this now, so I know what you want to do. It's loading. There we go.
Lots of cops. Lots of army.
I'm gonna fucking throw everything in the room at the door to block it.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
But I
This
do
is-
recommend watching the movie. It's hilarious.
I know. Yeah, I got it. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah. So I mean, that's why I put the stuff there so you could do that. So, yeah, if you want to do that, you can make a physical save to. Well, make an athletics test. Both of you, if you both are going to do that.
I actually have to pause watching that to make this athletics check. Gosh dang it.
Yeah, so um, Patrick, you're not actually all that much help, but you do manage to put some stuff up against the door to sort of brace it. You move one of the rolling carts over and just jam it under the doorknob so it doesn't open easily. It's fortunate these things open inward because you can jam them up pretty good, and they can't pull it out too. It's not like a double door. Um,
I'm sorry. Just side note. I just noticed the new YouTube video player. If you right click on it, you can now actually get the video URL with the time code in it.
yeah, you can get all sorts of stuff now. The new player, it's
I
awesome.
I just
HTML5.
noticed that. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's no one in here. The aliens sort of keep chasing you, but they don't really realize that they're not smart. They run up, but they don't really know where you went, so they just kind of congregate and like mill around outside because they know you're somewhere. But it's sort of like when you pretend to throw a ball to a dog, but don't actually throw the ball and just hide it. He's like, "Where the fuck did it go? I don't, you fucking magician. What the fuck?" Um,
You're channeling Randy right now, aren't you?
I am deep down inside. He's running through a fence. Uh, I will tell
God
that
damn.
story sometime for you, Butch, because it is quite funny. My dog, when I was growing up, was very dumb, but also very smart. In any case, so you're in this room. So far, so good. They haven't really figured out you're in here. They don't have strong object permanence. Uh, what
Is
do you
there any
guys
other
need
way
to-
out of the room?
No, there's only one door to this room. It's a little bit smaller than the other room you were in. Um, it has much less dust. There's a lot more dust in the air because you've kind of been moving around in here. So the air is kind of hazy. There's like J.J. Abrams style light rays coming through the room, and the camera's kind of low at your eye level, just like looking around.
Well, this is a chemistry type lab thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chemicals can go boom if done right.
Yeah, but they could also boom in a bad way and kill both of us if we do it wrong.
Granted, but would you rather us have this possibly go right and us live? Or aliens find us and eat our faces and then guarantee death? Decisions. I vote boom. Or fire. Lots
I
and
think
lots
we
of
should try to
fire.
make, if we can, if you can figure it out, we should try to make some sort of like flash grenade that we can open the door real quick, toss it out, and maybe scare the shit out of them.
Or
And not kill them.
what if I just made like half a pound or gallon worth of napalm?
Yeah, but then we're not going to be able to get out because napalm fucking burns for a while.
I would prefer to wait that out and watch them burn. And that's live.
You're the captain, man.
So again, the
That's
camera
above my
sort of
pay grade.
the camera as you guys are talking just drops slower and slower to the floor and looks up at you, and it's looking at the ceiling, and you're seeing dust knocked down from the ceiling through the camera. Can you both make a perception check to see if you see that too? Yeah, so you both hear like some clacking in the ceiling. It's like a drop ceiling, and you both hear some clacking, and you notice the dust dropping down.
I don't think we're going to have time to make anything.
Well, shit. Let's just quickly look around for something maybe. Maybe there's like a thing of oxygen that we can light on fire and use as a MacGyver type flamethrower. You've seen that 20th Century show, haven't you?
The correct answer to that is, what the fuck's a MacGyver? So as an aside, as an out of character aside, I've been watching Burn Notice a lot lately. And I would
Fantastic show.
highly recommend watching some more of that show, because if you can come up with a Michael Weston response to these situations, that's okay with me. I happen to like
Fuck Michael
Weston
Weston. I want a
responses.
Bruce Campbell.
If you can Bruce Campbell it, totally okay with me too.
I'm now gonna have to go and watch that series again.
So good.
It's
So what we
so
need right
good.
now is a bottle of scotch and an old lady I can hit on, and this will all be all right.
And a mojito.
And a mojito.
So yeah, I'm gonna look around to see if there's like a tank of air that happens to be flammable
Yeah, I'll
around.
help him. I'll help look around for chemicals. I can at least read off names on labels.
Yeah. So, can you both make? I need to think of the save here. I'm trying to determine how many things you get a chance to look at before more bad stuff happens. Can you both make a luck save? Yeah. So, Butch, you can look at. So you look around at like 2 or 3 bottles, and most of them are the same. You see one bottle that's labeled chlorine, and one bottle that's labeled acetone. Lauren,
Okay.
you managed to look at 3 bottles of stuff. One is also labeled chlorine. One is 1 second. I need to look something up. What is in? I'm getting myself on some more watch lists. Hold on a moment. One is one says ammonia. It says ammonia. You recognize it as ammonia, but it just says God, I forget what the chemical. It's the chemical symbol for ammonia. NH4. It says that, and one is what chemical would you like it to be? Be whatever you like. Be that bottle of oxygen. Did
H2SO4.
All right, so it's a big bottle of sulfuric acid, and it's like it's probably like a gallon of sulfuric acid. The ammonia and the chlorine come in like the big 5 or 8 gallon tubs, and then the what's the other thing I said? It's chlorine, ammonia, and acetone. Acetone, you probably have about a gallon of that as well. It's just a big bottle of acetone.
I'm trying to recall if acetone is actually flammable.
Why
It's like
don't you
paint thinner,
make
isn't it?
Why don't you make a mental effects save, and I can, or if you can come up with a test and you pass that test, I can tell you about these things. I guess it would be science. That would be the right thing to do here. So, give me a science test against your int, both of you, and I'll tell you how much you know about these chemicals. And if you, as people, know anything about these things without doing the Wikipedia, and that's honor system, but
Well, acetone's like fucking nail polish remover, isn't it?
Yeah, it
yes.
is. I know that much. I just don't
So
recall
acetone
if
is
it's
nail
flammable.
polish remover. Chlorine.
That shit is flammable.
So, Patrick, I think that probably what happens at some point in your life, you were tasked to clean a bathroom, and you used bleach and common cleaning powder, which is ammoniated powder. So it's basically it's a powdered ammonia. Um, if you live in the present day, you might think of Comet or Ajax. They're both ammoniated powders. And you probably put chlorine, like bleach chlorine and ammonia together in a toilet or something to try to clean it. And what you would have noticed is a green choking gas that would have come up from that. And that probably has happened to you at some point. So you know that if you
The
put those two
primitive
things
mustard
together,
gas.
basically it's chlorine gas, yeah. Ammonia plus chlorine gives you a chlorine gas. It's chlorine hydrox or something or other. So ammonia and chlorine put together is a poison gas. Acetone is quite flammable, and you have a big thing of sulfuric acid as well. There are also Bunsen burners in the room. So, what do you guys want to do?
So we can pour acid on them. We can fucking poison them, but we could kill ourselves with that. And we could set them on fire.
Did you guys remember to bring your vac suits with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys didn't say you did.
I would have assumed. I wouldn't have just left it sitting there by the door like, oh, we're going to fucking, change in, change out. I would have brought that shit.
I'll give it to you. You have your vac suits with you.
It's like it's not. It's like you store it in the backpack a little bit, if you will. Kind of like carry
I'll
the
buy it. You didn't leave them behind. That's fine.
vac suits would protect us from said potential poisonous gas.
And also
And
use as a fucking diversion. Put our vac suits on, just run haul anus to the front door.
agreed. So why don't we put those on? And then
I'll note that the only things you could probably carry anywhere is the acetone and the sulfuric acid. So everything else is in big barrels. So
well, first things
We can
first.
make the chlorine gas and then fucking haul ass.
Yeah, we can make the chlorine gas. That's probably a good idea. Um, but first, let's put on our vac suits just in case we fuck this up. Because I don't know about you,
Definitely.
but something like mustard gas is, I've heard, is not fun.
in time to
Just
get
trying to think of a clever Holocaust joke, and I just don't have it in me.
Yeah, so just so you know, mustard gas is chlorine and sulfur. What you're making is chlorine and nitrogen, so it's chlorine nitrox or something or other. That's what you're
Also,
doing.
hi, NSA.
Yeah, I just know this stuff. Okay, I went to college and I took a chemistry course. I don't commit chemical warfare on people regularly.
Alright, so we have our vac suits on now, correct? Patrick?
Yeah, you're making a
Yes.
nitrogen mustard is the term of art. It's
Okay,
HN3, tris 2 chloroethyl amine.
so let's get this prepared, and then once we're ready, let's toss it in the middle of them and haul ass. Yeah?
Is there any sort of bottles around that I could make like an improvised Molotov cocktail with?
Yeah. They're probably like beakers and shit.
I'd like to do that and use it as a fucking, sort of like a flash grenade. Throw it out the door first.
Yeah, it's not going to be a flash grenade if you throw like what are you going to fill it with?
More like throwing it into the group and to set them on fire and
it's-
hopefully
that's-
scare them away.
That's a Molotov cocktail. This has nothing to do with a flash grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, there's some
I
like
meant to just say
beakers.
distraction and could not think of the fucking word.
Yeah. There are some like beakers and stuff. In the time that it's taking you to put all this stuff together, put on your vac suits. Actually, can you both roll against your vac suit skill, your exosuit skill? Whichever it's called. I think it's exosuit.
It is. That would be.
What attribute?
Yeah.
Dexterity. It is going to take Patrick, what the fuck? It takes you 0 seconds. You're already like the camera looks over as Lauren is saying, "Let's put on our vac suits," and then it flashes back to you, and you're already in your vac suit.
Yes. Doing the sexy Flanders look.
And Lauren just like blinks and goes, "Okay, well, I guess you're a step ahead on that one." And that's great. Lauren is still like pulling it up around him. It's only going to take him a few extra minutes.
Frickin'
Hang on 1
A.
second. I got a work thing.
Actually, I'm going to AFK a few myself, my wife.
Yeah, actually, let's take like a 5 or 10 minute break.
Yeah,
it's
5.
about 2 hours in. So
Cool.
right. My boss is asking me questions about programming languages on a Saturday evening, and I don't.
Which
Does he not
boss?
have a life?
Eric, Tim.
Oh,
Say again?
Eric.
Does he not have a life?
I Eric is
He likes
Eric is Eric.
technology.
Eric is Eric, and Eric is a good guy. And I wouldn't say it's not that he doesn't have a life. I would say that he's very interested in this stuff, and he's not. His expertise. He's not an engineer, so like his expertise is in other things. He's like the CTO, so he's much more of a business oriented guy, but he likes the technology, so he tends to like ask questions about stuff. And normally it's during work hours, so I feel like I'm getting paid for it, but I guess not tonight. It's okay. I don't mind. Anyway, are y'all back?
I am one. I am
No.
back, and two, I have discovered the indie pinata, and I'm really tempted to buy one just to see what happens.
The what pinata?
Go to gog.com, and literally front page, they have an animated pinata swinging slowly back and forth, and you can buy one for $3 and get a random indie game, priced somewhere between $10 and $45.
Okay.
I'm really tempted to buy one just to see what happens.
My luck, I'll get Showering with Your Dad simulator. I don't need that in my life.
Isn't that like $5, and/or wouldn't that be excluded?
I have no idea. I just saw somebody post on Reddit about it, and I watched a video, and it's as awful as you would think it is.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm avoiding it. It's almost
God.
as bad as Bad Rats. So I know they have it on Steam. This is going to be in my search history forever. Yeah, that wouldn't qualify because it's $1 on Steam. I would assume that's probably similar for GOG. But you might get something like The Adventures of Van Helsing, which isn't that bad of a Diablo clone, or something else.
Butch, let me know when you're actually back, unless you were.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Okay,
was
you're just being a dick.
I totally am,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're just being a dick. Okay.
Sorry, I got lost admiring myself in my sexy back suit.
And I've been entranced by the indie pinata.
I'm going to answer this question, and I'll be back. One more second.
I'm buying an indie pinata. I'm scared. It's a terrible, terrible decision. Let's roll the dice. Oh, yay, something I already have. Granted, not on GOG, but something I already had. I got Terraria.
That sounds like my luck in Diablo.
I've been farming for my last two pieces for like the last 4 days. It's ridiculous. I've dropped, I think my record for just the pair of gloves is like 2,500 shards and probably around 700 or 800 death breaths for my wand. Oh god.
Yeah, I was happy. I just got the furnace today for my barbarian.
You lucky frickin' bastard. That is technically one of the other things I need. I'm not fully counting it yet, though. Because I still need my Serpent Sparker wand and a Tasker and Theo for my cube. Those are two primary things I'm missing outside of the furnace. I just want to be able to cast 2 Hydras and have them attack like frickin' bats or Nazis that are extraordinarily quick. Is that too much to ask?
All right. So you were going to make a firebomb out of acetone. You have a bunch of sulfuric acid, and you're making chlorine gas. Have any of you looked out at the aliens recently?
No.
No. Door's closed.
So why don't what are you planning to do? Give me your plan.
My plan is to crack the door and chuck the firebomb out in the hall.
Okay.
And then immediately close it again while they burn.
Yes. And then we can leave the chlorine gas behind and then just haul ass to the front door, and get the fuck out of Dodge.
That sounds reasonable to me.
All right. So you want to crack the door, throw the firebomb out, mix the chlorine and the ammonia, and then run the fuck out.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of how I'm going to make this work mechanically. Yeah, so let's have you open the door, and then who's opening the door? Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay. How much are you opening the door?
About somewhere between 6 and 12 inches, like enough to comfortably chuck the grenade out.
Okay, so you pull the thing back from the door, and then you open it. Are you looking out, or are you just like...
Yeah, because I would like to throw it like in the middle of wherever the group of them are.
So when you look out, you see that there are quite a few more of them than there were before.
Oh God.
And importantly, you see that one of them is a lot bigger than the others. He's sort of right in the middle here. And he's probably... It's not the same kind that you saw back on the station. But it is... It's sort of just a bigger version of the small ones that you've seen. They are all staring at the door as you open it. Can you roll initiative?
Both of us, I would assume.
Just
Patrick.
Just Patrick. Alrighty, let's see what happens to your hand. Oh God. So, can you roll a luck check? Okay, roll 1d4 minus 2. Actually, divided by 2. So just roll 1d4. Yeah, so roll 1d4 twice, so roll 2d4. Take 4 damage.
That would put me at -3.
Yeah, so you're knocked out. Did someone bring Lazarus patches?
I have one on me.
Does Lorne know you have one on you?
I wouldn't have told him.
Yeah, so you are knocked out cold. You need to get medical attention ASAP. You can get medical attention on your ship. You have an auto dock. but you need to be stabilized. You don't have a psychic with you, which is sad. Lorne, can you roll initiative, please? Okay, let me put you guys in the order here. I'm sorry, my boss is still talking at me, and I can't turn him away. Shut up, Eric. Um, all right, so you do manage to get the firebomb out there. Can you roll 3d5, Patrick? Yeah, so it's going to hit 6 hexes in a circle. You rolled a good luck check, so you're going to land that right on the big guy. So let's see how far it hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to nail all these guys, which is a lot of them. Can you roll... Let's see, what would damage be on that? Is there like a grenade, like a fire grenade thing in here somewhere?
I can take a look.
Primitive weaponry? No, it's probably not a primitive weapon.
No, it would be probably under.
Let's say it's like a shotgun, but maybe a little weaker. So roll 3d3. Yes, it does 5 damage to everybody. I think that actually might... It's not going to kill the big guy, but it's going to kill a lot of them. And it's going to kill those guys. That guy, 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 that guy.
Do you like a chicken with hiccups?
Chicken with hiccups?
What?
Do you guys not hear that?
That might be Skype going off. on my end.
Oh, yeah.
Because my boss is still talking. He's now talking about the shortage of programmers and how programmers that he's looking through to like hire all suck. Which, yeah, they kind of all do. Anyway, so yeah, your firebomb goes off and it actually engulfs the hall and like roasts just dozens of these little dudes. There are definitely still more out there. You hear clicking, and the big guy is still okay. He's on fire in a few places, and he doesn't look very happy. But I guess Lauren sees this. Patrick, you're out cold. These things basically chewed off a large portion of your arm.
Is that to say the vac suit's kind of effed up around that area?
Yeah, it probably is. It's probably big holes in it, and it's like burning into your arm. You're actually not like passed out. You're just like screaming in pain and not able to like be reasoned with, and you maybe have like starting to like black out. You need to get some medical attention to his arm, or he's gonna lose the arm.
Well, if I'm not passed out, could I just like scream at him, Laz Patch?
Yeah, you can probably do that. I'll say you can because I don't want to like kill you and then have just one guy running around because it probably would be a TPK of 2 people, and that sounds awful.
All right.
Yeah, so you scream last patch and probably conk out on the ground. Just your arm is searing in pain.
I would assume it's my turn then?
Yes, it is your turn. I'm going to add this guy to the list. Okay. Yeah, it's your turn. There's a big dude. He needs help. The Lazarus Patch, you need to get to him in 3 turns or less, otherwise it starts to get harder to revive him. You might fail, and then he will die.
First thing I'm going to do, if the door is not already closed, I'm going to close it. Hard.
Yep, I think you can do that.
I am then immediately going to go and start searching Patrick's body for this last patch.
Okay. Yeah, can you make a luck check? Determine how many rounds it takes. It's going to take 3 rounds.
I better get started then.
Yeah, so by the time you get it, you're only going to have a 75% chance of it working. So we're going to go ahead and mark 3 rounds. Since Patrick can't move, I'm just going to take him out of the cycle here. The big bad alien is going to hit the door. And what that's going to mean is it's going to be a... So you have a choice. Lauren.
Okay.
He's going to hit the door. Right now, the door is just the door. I'm going to roll up some hit points for it, and he's going to basically attack the door. I'm not going to tell you what those hit points are, which is odd for me. I usually try to show all the rolls. But I don't want you to know, because I want you to make these choices for real. So I'm going to roll my dice here. I have... I'll tell you how many I'm rolling. I'm going to roll 5 6-sided die.
Okay.
Because he does a 1d6 attack. Okay. So I know how many hit points this door has. He's going to roll a 1d6 attack. He doesn't have to roll to hit. He's just going to roll damage each turn. If you brace the door, it'll take half damage. But you won't be able to search his Patrick for the last patch if you brace the door.
Okay.
So he's going to hit the door first time. Are you going to search, or are you going to...
Search.
Okay. So he's going to hit the door. He's going to roll his 1d6. I'm going to roll it out here because you can see that. D6. So he pounds the door for 5. And it's going to be half round down. And the other aliens are going to move up and come to try to help. And it's your turn. So you've searched for 1 turn. You have 2 turns of searching left. What do you want to do?
Search again.
All right. So that's his turn. All right. So you have 1 left. Let me mark that off first. And roll 1d6, and he gets a 3. That's working out conveniently. I happen to roll a 5 die and a 3 die. The door is starting to buckle a little bit, but it's not broken yet. It's definitely like bent inward. It is a metal door, so it's going to take a few more hits. You think the other aliens are going to move up, and it is your turn. What are you going to do?
I will search again.
All right, so you find the Lazarus Patch. Next turn, you'll be able to apply it, and you'll have to brace the door or reply it. You have a 75% chance on the next turn, because it has been 3 turns, to revive him. You might want to double check that I'm remembering those rules correctly, Butch. He's going to roll his 1d6 to attack the door. 4.
On how the last patch works?
Yeah, on how the last patch works. All right, so the door, he actually, as he hits it, his claw comes through the other edge and it screeches down. And you see this talon. It's maybe like 4 inches long and just screeching down the door, and you hear like a god-awful screech of the alien. The other little dudes come up. And so mostly what I'm checking for is after 3 turns, the Lazarus patch has a 75% chance of success, right?
I just found it. I'm reading now.
Okay. It might be under dying, too. I don't remember.
It just says user can make a tech med skill check against difficulty 6 to stabilize the subject. Each round after the first, an additional -1 penalty is applied to the skill check.
Oh, okay. Well, so I quoted something different, so you made choices based on something different. So I'm going to say that skill check starts now. So you have a -1 at the next round, Tim.
Okay.
But if you want to try to apply the last patch, you can make your tech medical roll.
And that will be my full turn?
Yes. So you can apply the last patch, or you can brace the door. That's it.
And that would be against my int, I would assume?
Yeah, I think so.
This is going to go great. Oh.
All right, next turn will be at a -1. The alien's going to attack the door again. The door crashes off of its hinges and plops down on the other side of the room. The cart flies back. The alien is breathing down your neck. He's screaming, making loud sounds. The other aliens move up. What do you want to do, Lauren?
Hi, unfortunately, as much as I want to try and sit... Wait a minute. Do I still have anything, like, flammable near me that I could potentially use as a barrier? Or something along those lines? Basically, like, wall of fire or poisonous gas or something?
I mean... So Patrick is still wearing the head part of his, like the face mask of his suit. You're wearing your suit, and you do have the chlorine gas. You could set that off. It might not be fun on his arm that is exposed, but it'd probably only be his arm that you lose.
Well, unfortunately, it's going to eventually hit the point where I can't save him regardless unless I
So
God.
you did prepare the mustard gas, so I'd let you tip over the mustard gas and make another attempt. I think that'd be okay, especially because you're putting him at risk of losing an arm.
I think I'll do that. Sorry, Patrick.
I'm expecting at this point that I'm not going to make it out of this session. So
I hope you have a new character idea. You do, actually. I know that.
I actually.
Although I'm going to be really sad. I think Peanuts is going to come after the crew for your money.
Share, yeah.
Because I have this whole thing planned.
All right.
And I've already lost one of my great plans. So we have to come up with something.
All right. So I'm going to tip over that gas as well as try and apply the patch again.
All right, so you tip over the gas. Go ahead and roll a... I need you to roll something. No, you know what? Like, it's chemistry. Chemistry just works. Go ahead and roll... Well, let's roll damage. This is like a big poison bomb. So roll 6d3. It's about twice as effective as the fire, I think. Yeah, everything around you dies. You see this thing come in, and this green gas just rises from the floor, and the alien like shakes his head a little bit and like sneezes, and then you see blood start to pour out of his eyes and out of its mouth, and it screams and writhes and collapses on the floor in front of you, dead. The other little ones like just collapse them immediately. They like take one breath and they're dead. You see the skin on Patrick's arm start to bubble a little bit. I actually don't know if that's how this works, but I'm going to pretend that it does. It starts to like bubble, but his breathing apparatus seems to be fine. It's already sealed itself above the arm. It wasn't able to repair it, but it was able to create a seal around his arm just above his elbow. Yeah, you can try to apply the Lazarus patch again.
I'm going to do that, and if it fails, I'm going to pull him out and then try again next turn. Okay.
How many Lazarus patches did you have?
Just the one.
All right. You're probably only get one or two more shots with it before it's out of use. It's like you're just not gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna say it's not. So this isn't like life-threatening damage. It's one option you have. He's passed out from pain. He's not passed out from like actually having been killed, right? Like like that's the thing here. You got hit in the arm because you only exposed your arm. So I'm trying to like. I don't want to. The lethality of the game is good, but the narrative sense of this doesn't make narrative sense to kill you because your arm got hit with some acid stuff.
We're in a chem lab. Could he use a monoblade, amputate, and cauterize?
I would say you can try to do that. It'll be the same effect as using a Lazarus patch. You lose the arm, and then you could try to cauterize with like a Bunsen burner. Chlorine gas is not flammable, by the way.
But that also begs the other part of the problem, that this room is filled with now poisonous gas, and his arm is already bubbling.
Yeah, so amputation probably going to be happening no matter what. And you do have a monoblade that's a molecule thick. You'd basically cut right through it. You just need to cauterize the wound after the fact so he doesn't get too much chlorine gas in the wound, which would travel into his body and hurt him.
Could I potentially take a Bunsen burner outside of the room?
The chlorine gas is
table.
everywhere. And yeah, there's like a natural gas feed that leads into the Bunsen burner. So,
just heat your blade up, slice it off, and then fucking stick the side of the blade right in there. I'm passed out, doesn't matter. Just fucking do it.
This is something you say as you're passed out, of course.
So, wait, the
Fucking
gas...
Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
The gas is like all the way even in the hallway?
Yeah, so this gas... So you
Damn.
maybe never have seen this happen. When you put ammonia and chlorine together, it forms a compound called... I have the name here, hold on. It forms a compound called tris-2-chlorolethylamine, which is HN3. And basically what that is, it's got two Cl groups on it, or three. It's three chlorine molecules, a bunch of hydrogen, and a nitrogen in the middle. And there are a few other kinds, but that are similar, and they're just different shapes. But basically, this thing happens really, really fast. Like instant. There's tons of this stuff everywhere. You mixed like 2 5-gallon drums together, you're creating a huge amount of gas. So it has filled the room, it has filled the hall, it has filled everywhere, probably within a 100-meter radius. Everywhere it can get to. It's going to take an hour to dissipate, probably, because you're still producing it. Like, it hasn't fully reacted. It is a slightly exothermic reaction, so it's probably actually gotten noticeably warmer in the room. Not like enough to be explosive, but it's, warm.
I guess I'll go kick on a Bunsen burner and start heating my blade and prepare for surgery.
Yeah. So I think you can do that within a round. So it's not going to be long. You can make an attempt using your combat skill your combat primitive skill against your strength, I guess. Or actually, no, it's going to be against your dex.
Right.
Because you need to be cautious as you do this. So it's your combat primitive against your dex to hack off the arm and cauterize it. And basically what you're doing is you're taking your monoblade, you're heating it up, you hack off the arm, and then you take the Bunsen burner and shove it over his arm and just use it like a torch. You turn it way down so it's just hot, and big open flame and right over the arm and burn up all the flesh. This would almost certainly wake you up from your passed out state, and it would hurt like a motherfucker.
I would imagine it probably would.
You basically, like, Patrick, he would come to and be like, "Ah!" and then pass out again. So go ahead and make your check. Combat primitive, you nailed it.
Yes.
Oh,
I just imagined the yes!
You lop off his arm about midway down the upper brachia, upper part of your arm, not the forearm, but further up. It's what's your handedness, Patrick? Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Roll luck save.
Fuck.
It
Yes!
is your left arm that he hacked off, which actually makes sense because in my head the door opens to the left, and so you probably were like standing behind the door and tossed it out with your left hand. So your left hand is gone up to you. You're basically just a stump above the or just down from the shoulder. So mark that down on your character sheet somewhere. There does exist cybernetics. You could get a cybernetic arm if you so desired. It would probably not be cheap. And you need to get someone to install it, who's probably a better doctor than
Horn.
Horn. Yeah. So, okay.
Wounds cauterized. I'm
You
thinking
then
fireman
so
carry
you
and
hack
run
off
for
the
door.
arm.
I have no idea why you're
I
laughing
don't.
right
I
now.
can't. I can't do that. He doesn't have enough of an identifiable voice that I can do that. I might. I'm gonna take that. I have an idea. I have an idea of how I'm gonna take that. It's not gonna be that guy. It's gonna be related to fugitive though.
Fantastic.
There might be talks about hen houses. That's all I'm saying. So this happened. You hack off his arm just below the shoulder. You then take the Bunsen burner and shove it over the wound and turn it way up. You turn up the gas, but not the thing that focuses the gas, which is this big bright orange flame. And you smell. You Lauren don't. In fact, nobody would. If someone else was there, they would smell something that smells like roast pork. And I kid you not, that's what a human smells like when they're burning. And now I'm on another watch list. Anyway,
What can I say?
How'd you know this? Please tell me.
I fucking know chemistry, all right? Like, I just know when you burn human flesh, the compounds in human flesh are very similar to pig flesh. If you burn it, it smells like burnt pork. Just simple as that. Also, I lived in Worcester.
That's partially why. What have you seen?
Man. So, in some parts of America, when you hear the sound of fireworks, you can think, oh, it must be 4th of July or thereabouts. Or, hey, somebody went to New Hampshire today and got some fireworks. When I lived in Worcester, there was about a 60-40 shot. It was someone shooting someone else. So, like, the part of Worcester I lived in was not the good part of Worcester.
I remember. It was
anyway,
sketchy. Yes.
I've witnessed in my time more than one car theft. I have witnessed in my time at least 2 robberies. And I'm pretty sure I ran into a drug dealer in a McDonald's bathroom in Worcester. And they invited me to stay, and I politely said, no, thank you, and turned around and walked out. And clutched very closely the knife that I always carry with me, because you don't want to fuck around in Worcester.
No.
Anyway, fun times were had by all.
Still doesn't answer the question of the roasted pork, but whatever.
In any case, you would smell something not entirely dissimilar from roasted pork chops. And then very shortly thereafter, a smell of burning. Patrick, you come to for this. If there were insanity points in this game, you just received a bunch of them. And then you immediately pass out. Lorne, you can throw him over your shoulder. He's not a very big man. And now that he's less an arm, he's actually a little bit lighter. Can
Way to
you
kick a guy while he's down. New weight loss method. Just chop off some limbs.
can you roll a luck save, Patrick? Okay.
Dude, I've been
Roll.
lucky tonight.
Yeah, roll 1d3.
You know, with the whole exception of losing my arm.
Okay, you're gonna lose 2 items. It was gonna be twice that, if you're wondering. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll 1d10 twice. If you get doubles, then you're gonna roll again. All right, so your 9th item and your 1st item. So your woven body armor, which you had to take off, you left behind. Lauren didn't pick it up.
And my toolkit.
And your toolkit is also left behind. So I'm just going to unready them for now so that we remember, and you can delete them whenever you want to delete them. Yeah, so you end up leaving those things behind. You actually ended up with the laser rifle in there twice because you have it in your gear and as a weapon, but that's fine. Yeah, so you guys start running. I'm assuming you're running out towards the ship. You don't want to stay here.
Yeah, I want to be gone.
Okay, Lauren, roll an athletics check. What's your strength?
My strength would have a
14. Okay, yeah. Roll an athletics check against your strength. Okay. Roll 1 luck check. You're gonna run into some more bad guys.
God damn it.
Let's see how many more. You have 2 more bad guys. I don't have their things up here anymore, but
Big or small?
they roll luck check. I don't know. So they're 2 big guys. Now they're in the courtyard. They're in the courtyard. You are carrying
Patrick
over your shoulder. You got him in like a fireman carry. Let me drop him in here. Blink. Blink. And we're going to go like this. And like that. Let me put in their numbers. One moment. So they're in the courtyard. On the other side of them is the airlock. And
motherfucker.
Do you have tactics?
I do. That's actually my highest rated skill.
It is. I'm going to just say that you know this. There's an airlock behind them, and it was broken at one point, and you're wearing a vac suit. I'm just going to point those things out, and you can decide what to do from here. There are 2 of these big guys.
I want to open the airlock.
Okay. So I'm going to roll the hit points of the airlock in the same way I did before. And let's see how many. Okay. So you can attack the airlock as another object here. So I'm going to make a 3rd token. Now these guys can move about as fast as you. They're about as big as you. This guy is. And the door has AC 10. The other 2 guys have AC 7. You have AC 7 because you're wearing a vac suit. So these guys are about as fast as you are. You're like right there. You can move 3 squares per turn. They can move 3 hexes per turn. What do you want to do? Actually, you got to roll initiative. So you roll initiative, Patrick. You don't have to because you're passed out. They will also roll initiative. They go after you. So let me put you in here. Here. The door doesn't get initiative because it's a door. You know that the other side of the door is open. And you know that it was sort of propped open and probably still is. This is the same door you came in from.
So, if I want to open said airlock, I'd have to break this airlock door?
You have to get it open somehow. If you want to open it, that's fine. You can also shoot it and try to open it that way. You can, you can do whatever you want to try to get the door open, whatever makes sense, but you got to get it open somehow. If that's your plan.
I am going to drop Patrick on the ground, not too subtly, and just kind of just let him fall from my shoulder. Draw my bow and shoot at the door.
Patrick, can you roll a luck check? Yeah, he drops you on your arm that he just hacked off, and once again you awake, screaming, and then immediately pass out again. The camera sort of looks at you and then looks back up at Lauren and just shakes, and then it goes back to Lauren. So you drop Patrick on the ground. What's your next move?
Take out my bow and shoot the door.
Okay.
You said I could shoot it.
You definitely can shoot it.
This is good.
It's AC 10. It is made of metal.
You want to shoot a metal door with a bow?
What else do you want me to do?
You could run past him and hit the door panel.
Retrospect. Damn it.
All right, so that's your turn. It's their turn now. They're gonna run towards you, like that. It's your turn again. What do you want to do? The door now has cover, by the way. Its AC is 8.
Wait, the door now has cover?
Yeah, the cover is the aliens that are in front of the door.
God damn it. Put away my bow, pick Patrick up, and take out a mono blade, and start running.
All right. All right, Patrick. I'm just going to move you off to the side. You have Patrick with you. I'll just
That's
remember
fine.
that. Okay, it's their turn. It's your turn.
I can move 3 hexes, you said?
Yes, sir.
So that'd be that. I would be in attack range. Could I kind of do a running swipe, if you will?
Yeah, sure. They have AC 7.
That would be that. That.
All right, make a physical effect save.
Physical sex save. Okay.
No. Physical effect save.
You said sex.
Oh man, you are just like, you don't even care that you're carrying
Fucking
Patrick.
Rambo over here.
You're like, no. So here's what happened. It's like you're playing football. Like you flash back. And actually, no. The camera flashes back as you're running. You're holding Patrick. You've picked him back up just underarm, like a football, and you've got your monoblade out, and you're just like stiff arming, and your monoblade is out to the side, and you're stiff arming through these things, and you just gut this thing through its like upper rib cage, and its guts just spill it everywhere. It's screaming bloody murder. It collapses to the ground, and it's not dead, but it's not moving. I'm gonna just mark him like that. And you just like stiff arm past him, and just like sort of like dodge at it, like roll, like kind of not roll, but like just like juke back towards the door, and you move to there. It is now their turn. I'm going to take this guy out of the order, and this guy is going to try to intercept you. And you're basically playing football, and Patrick is the ball.
Way to talk about his size.
Yeah. He's a small guy, okay? He's tiny.
All right.
He is tiny like his penis.
Wow.
Anyway.
Whoa. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna.
I think you're making broad generalizations about nudists.
Okay.
I'm gonna do another kind of
Run for the door.
Run for the door plus sweep slash.
All right, make your roll.
Thing. 7 AC 7, right?
Yes.
Damn.
So you go with the further stiff arm thing, but you don't quite connect this time. It just sort of grazes him. It is his turn. He's going to attack you. What's your AC? It's 7, right?
7 right now.
He misses, and it's your turn.
I'm gonna run to the door and try and open it, and then immediately run out with Patrick.
Okay. Can you make a tech save? It's on the list. It's a save. It's a thing. So you hit the button. It's going to take a round for the door to open.
Okay.
The door starts to open. You hear it go, and the air starts rushing out. The alien turns to you and runs towards you a bit, and it's going to attack and hit you for.
Dodging.
Oh my god!
Dodging.
Yeah, so he swipes with his claw, and it just grazes the back of your neck, and your instincts kick in, and you just lean forward to start to run out the door, and you look behind, and it's just troll face as you run out the door. The airlock is open, the air is rushing out, the alien is getting pulled out with the rushing air, the other alien corpse is coming up behind him. You run out and to the side. Because you're not from the Prometheus school of running away from things, you run to the side to get out of the way, and these two aliens just shoot about 100 meters away from you, they out into space because the gravity's lower outside. They don't have artificial gravity.
Hang on. I have a GIF for this. I have a GIF. Wait for it. No! God damn it.
I was really looking forward to you having your head chopped off and Patrick coming to later to see you just like underarm carrying him and your head rolled away, like looking back, smiling.
Why is that not... It's not animating. There we go.
Oh, it's animating for me. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so these things shoot out the back of the thing. You're outside, probably breathing pretty heavy from the fact that you almost just died. You have an slightly less armed Patrick under your arm. His arm is starting to freeze where it's still exposed, which is okay because it's just further cauterizing anything. And you start heading back to the ship. Can you make a athletics check?
Yes.
Let's see how badly his arm turns gangrenous. Or frostbitten, rather. Let's see. It doesn't take all that long. So yeah, you get back to the ship before any further damage is done to his shoulder. His left arm is basically gone. He's got a little stub past his shoulder, but that's it. You're back on the ship. You put him under the care of the autodoc, who immediately just removes his vac suit, and it's totally destroyed. Like the vac suit is just not reparable. You're -1 vac suit. And the autodoc manages to stabilize Patrick at 0 HP as you get to the controls, and our Tacitus is there wondering what the hell just happened. He sees Patrick with missing one arm, and I feel like he goes, "What the fuck?"
I just look at Tess as, you could have joined us and maybe saved his arm, but no, you had to be in your room humping your pillow. God damn it.
He just looks at you and shakes his head. I wasn't humping my pillow.
Guess you were. We all know you were.
And he holds up a little plastic figurine, and I'm playing Tacitus for him, so this is not canon. But he holds up a little plastic figurine, and it's a little tech priest that he's been painting, and he goes, "This is what I was doing," and it is a spitting image of Kato. And the screen fades, and we jump back to the couch where everybody's watching this, and they all look over at Kato and go, "The fuck?" And then it cuts to commercial. Yeah, so you guys can fly back. We're not actually cutting to a commercial. We're just I wanted to make that joke.
Well,
I think Kato just shrugged, and it's commercial time.
Oh, god damn it. Yes, why don't we go back and see if we can find Patrick a dock and a new arm?
All right. Yeah, so you guys can head back. I'm going to have Tassus make that navigation roll for you.
State-of-the-art cybernetics. If you can't tell, that's a fork taped to the stove.
Please tell me you just drew that.
In paint.
All right, so you guys get back, no problem. You are now down to 0 fuel, but you are back in Minushi. You land on Surer, which is where you were before. Um, and you head back towards Robin Dubois with the information. Sorry, my brain just totally blanked on me. Yeah, so you head back to Robin. At the same, you call for a meet or whatever, and you meet at the same place. And I think during that time, it probably takes like a day to get organized. You find Patrick a doctor. What kind of cyberware exists? I don't.
There's a prosthetic limb for 2,500.
Okay, yeah. Well, awesome. I'm glad they already figured that out. Does it going to cause system strain?
One.
Okay, yeah. So you can get that installed. Is there different qualities of it, or is it just one quality?
It's just one
I mean,
thing.
so this is a tech level 4 world. If you wanted to get something cooler to replace your arm with, I'm not opposed to that.
There is a body arsenal array which provides retractable body weaponry. It's a little more expensive, but
Where is that?
in the same cyberware as
yeah.
the second one.
Body arsenal array. What does that even do? Some personnel need to be armed at all times without giving any indication of such. Improvised weaponry and conventional holdout weapons are useful enough against soft targets, but disabling a hard target in powered armor requires more. The exact details of a body arsenal vary with each user, but most involve kinetic spike knuckles, retractable palm spikes, Cereplast bone spurs, or other heavy hardware. The arsenal grants the user a +1 damage bonus on all unarmed attacks, as well as allowing them to affect targets not normally injured by unarmed attacks, like a door. Like a door in a bow, which that would have done no damage, by the way. Retracted body arsenals can be detected only by medical examination. That is a neat thing. Yeah, but if you want to look around at that and maybe buy something cooler, I'm okay with that.
I'm just going to go with the regular prosthetic limb. It might be hard to operate a keyboard with a giant cannon.
It's more like it's more like Wolverine. Like you have your knuckles turn into spikes when you make a fist, or like you have like a knife that just pops out of the top of your arm. There's also eel skin capacitor mesh, which allows barehanded hacking and electrical shocks. It's kind of pricey though, although you are about to get paid. So,
And I do have enough to afford it. I will look into that.
So go ahead and look at that. We'll do the Robin thing with Lauren. So you go, and Lauren is sitting in the same coffee shop in the middle of this square, and he sees you and waves you over very genteelly, like a French guy would. What do you do?
I walk over and sit in the same booth.
He goes, Lauren, what did you find?
So we got your data.
Oui.
However,
Where is it? And he leans forward in his chair.
I have the data in a currently safe place. Unfortunately, during the extraction of said data, one of my crew members lost a limb.
Sacrement!
Would you be willing to front the money for that limb on top of the rest of the payment as well?
I think it is only... this is horrible. Can you roll a persuade check against your charisma?
I can.
Your charisma is really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe not good enough. I don't remember what I set. Hang on. Let me... GM roll.
If I buy the eel skin capacitor mesh, would I need the prosthetic limb too?
I think so. It's a mesh along
Yeah,
the
it's a
user's
mesh
palm.
on your arm. It'd be on both arms, but you would need both, yeah.
Okay.
He looks at you and goes, I'm already paying you as much as I can. I am sorry that your friend was hurt, but I did tell you it was potentially dangerous.
Fair enough. I pull out, essentially, whatever the 23rd century equivalent of a thumb drive is, and hold it in my hand.
He goes, wonderful, wonderful, and he grabs it and puts it into his bigger data pad, and it loads up, and he goes, this is perfect, let me transfer you your payment. We agreed on 75, correct?
Yes.
He says, fantastic. and he clicks the buttons on his data pad, and he's like swapping between two screens. And if you've ever seen an iPad, you just like swap with your whole hand, and it moves to the next screen. And he swaps to one, and it's his bank basically, and he's like punching in the numbers, and he swaps back and is reading the data. And he goes, "This is fascinating. What did you find it? What caused him to lose his arm?" And he's typing.
Smaller versions of the same artifact that
His eyes light up, and he goes, "Well, we must go back. We must capture one for study."
Maybe if we had about 70 people minimum. But no.
70. How many were there?
I lost count after I couldn't see past a 70-foot hallway, and I saw nothing but these artifacts.
Lon, do you understand what you have found?
Hell?
So he presses the button to transfer the money, and you see on his pad it's transferring, and he goes, "Lon, you have found the," and you hear a crack, and you see Robin's head just plop on the table, and the data pad is starting to get covered in blood, and you see transferred blinking on the screen.
How much was transferred?
The full 75,000.
Oh, cool.
So,
I thought we were gonna get 10.
but no, he's dead. He got shot through the head.
Well, bye, Frenchie.
Everybody around you is screaming. You say, "Bye, Frenchie," and I assume walk off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's, and thus was the end of Robin Dubois.
Patrick.
Okay.
You get 18,750 credits added.
Sweet.
Time to get some cyberware, boys.
Oh yeah.
18,000 what?
1 sec. I gotta redo the math.
I also need you to mark off 3 more days of.
I think I already did. Like I took off a fuel plus
Okay.
3 full days for the jump back.
And your life support.
I
well.
did that as well already. I just
3
gotta
days
mark
at-
up the day.
Yeah, 3 days for 3 people. I think total we have 12 days total that we've spent. It's either 9 or 12. I can't remember.
Let me come back to you on that one so I can tell Patrick it was 18,750.
Okay.
Okay. So 3 jumps worth, one of which I effed up. So 9 days times 3 would be 18.
9 days times 3 is 27.
You are right. My math is off. So that would be 360.
It's been 9 days. It's the 21st right now. Okay.
33.
So, let's see. In the last week, I think I want to try to recover something here. I think you guys are still getting mail for Ziggy. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys... So you guys are still getting mail for Ziggy. I'm going to put this in Skype. So there have been 2 letters that came up. There's that letter. And there's that letter. So there are 2 there, so make sure you read both of them. That's assuming you open them, which I assume you do, because I just want to not lose this story arc. And I think Butch, when Patrick gets back on the ship and he sort of comes to after the autodoc fixes him, he has another email from Peanuts, which I will send to you on Steam. That's all it says, by the way. He didn't even sign it. Um, yeah, so you've been paid. The dude that you were getting paid by got shot by somebody. Um, and oh, that's the other thing that we had to do was the letter, like the thing that the circumference guy that you were talking to, Patrick. If you're there, I cannot hear you.
Yes. No, I'm
I
fixing my character sheet and typing and. Yeah.
So yeah, what are you doing with your cyberware before we get any further?
I did buy a prosthetic limb, and I did buy the eel skin capacitor mesh. I did take.
Cool.
Puts 2 system strain on me.
All
and
right.
Gives me, I'm assuming, the use of my left arm back.
Yes. So you have a prosthetic left arm. It might take a little while to get used to, but make sure you took all the money off for that.
Yes.
So you literally are sitting at 14,736 credits.
Yes.
Holy dog shit! You guys have a lot of money. You guys have been working the big jobs by you guys selves, which
This is why I'm looking into buying myself some cyberware because they look fun.
I mean, you could also probably look around for bigger guns or better armor. Like a assault suit would not be uncommon to find on
Oh, that'd be kind of interesting. Not the assault suit, but if I had 5 times the amount of credits I have now, I could buy myself a grav tank.
You would have a hard time buying a grav tank.
It's on the list for 200,000.
Yes, but it's not going to be easy to find.
How much do we still owe for the ship?
Let's take a look. 843,858. But grav tank.
Yeah, so a grav tank is a controlled thing. Like, grav tanks are owned by governments and maybe companies, but not by individuals typically. That doesn't mean you can't get one, but what it does mean is you're not likely to get one without pulling some strings and, like, making friends with some people. It's not like buying a ship, because everybody and their brother buys a ship. It's like buying a house. But a tank is like, that's potentially dangerous, and it's only dangerous on a single planet. So it's not like a ship. People will sell you a ship because most of the time you're not going to be around them with that ship. You're not going to be trying to shoot them because everybody else has a ship and they're going to shoot you. Not everybody else has a grav tank. And it's like if you drove through a city with a grav tank, you're going to cause some destruction. And so it's not something that like people usually sell you.
Wait, I couldn't bring it on the Jack Rose with us?
You probably could. It would take up quite a lot of space.
Worth it?
I mean, it's worth a crew of 3. It's also only on TL5 worlds. There aren't a lot of those. In fact, there's, I think, none. There are only TL4 worlds, at least none that you know of. Nah. Like, you could buy a helicopter. That's something that they would probably let you buy, like a helicopter or a grav car, if you wanted to get a car.
It's not the same.
I know. Let's see here. What else?
I mean, I could basically. Ooh, this one looks potentially interesting.
You could maybe buy a fighter, like that's 200K. Like you could probably buy a fighter to put on the ship. That you'd have a fighter or a shuttle. You don't need either of those things for like normal usage, but it's a thing you could buy. But yeah, mostly if you want to buy stuff like that, or if you want to buy like TL5 stuff from, like if you wanted to buy a vortex cannon. That's a TL5 thing. That's also probably like a controlled weapon. Like they're not just going to let you buy that. Well, I don't know what a wheat cutter belt is. Wheat cutter belts are one of several different anti-personnel measures often installed on grav tanks and other fighting vehicles. When triggered, a belt of explosives fires off a scything blast of shrapnels on any side of the vehicle. All creatures within 10 meters on that side of the vehicle, these are vehicle weapons, must make an evasion save for half damage. Those within 20 meters take half damage and can make an evasion save to take none. Wheat cutter belts do not ignore a vehicle's armor like other gunnery weapons do. Reloading wheat cutter belts costs 200 credits per round. Wow. Those are kind of neat. Those are gunnery weapons. So you like gunnery weapons and any kind of tank you probably couldn't buy. But like, if you wanted to buy a thunder gun, you might be able to find someone on this planet, and if not this planet, then Ballesteros, or even Adelia, that might have a thunder gun that you could buy, and that would be like it's actually only 1,000 credits. That's not bad. That's the going rate. It'd probably be more expensive because it's a TL4 world. Um, but yeah, anything TL4 you can find. So if you want to buy a plasma projector or a thermal pistol, totally can do that. But if you want to buy like a tank, you're going to need to talk to somebody.
I'm tempted either to buy something like an assault suit and some cyberware.
I'll be honest with you. Chances are your best thing to buy in this game is better armor. The better your armor, and so anything like powered armor and the field emitter deflector array type stuff, those are also probably controlled, but up to assault suit, probably not. You can just buy one. Powered armor is a little bit rarer.
I'm not fully considering powered armor yet because I don't have enough training for it to reduce the penalty. I could see assault suit though. Yeah. Let's do that. I'm going to buy myself an assault suit.
Okay. Yeah, you can buy yourself an assault suit. And so assault suit, it's pretty cool because it's almost like a just a simpler version of power armor. It's like power armor is the big clunky full suit of armor. It does require some exosuit training, so if you don't have exosuit,
I have exosuit 0.
Okay, then you don't have any penalty for wearing an assault suit or power armor.
I would technically actually still have power armor. I would need exosuit 1.
Yeah. Person wearing powered armor can make additional 2 items ready and 4 items stowed without encumbrance. Yeah, you don't have any problem with that. They have self-contained atmospheres, so you don't need to put on a vac suit anymore.
Cool.
They can be used as vacuum suits for up to 6 hours before requiring atmosphere charging. Those in assault suits or powered armor are immune to injury from unarmed attacks or man-portable weapons of tech level 3 or lower. Alien creatures usually have natural attacks capable of overcoming this quality. Both assault suits and powered armor require 1 Type A cell for every 24 hours of operation. So you will need to buy some batteries. Now on the ship, you can just charge it off the ship's power. But if you're outside for any length of time, you will need to, or like if you're staying at a hotel, you'll have to have something along with you to charge it.
All right, I'm going to buy up to a full single encumbrance I am worth of power cell type A's, which would be 6.
Okay, so that'll get you 6 days without being at home. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to buy? So do you have all this money? A better gun. So I'm gonna
hang on. I'm still doing all this math.
Okay, that's fine. So like your primitive weapon, like bows and stuff. Like your advanced bow, is nice, but it's not going to do damage to people in power armor, for instance, or people like that have that are doors. Like you're not going to be able to do damage to doors with arrows. It's just not going to work. So you might want to consider getting a different weapon.
Yeah, I was partially thinking that already. I'm assuming we're basically going to be done after this anyway.
We can be.
Wait, it's only 10? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was later.
Yeah, we got through a bunch. It goes a lot faster when there are fewer people because combat is a lot quicker. And I think also combat in this game is pretty quick. So we did a lot of combat, which in Dark Heresy would take a long time. But in Stars Without Number, it's very quick. So if you don't want to buy anything else, you can. If you want to buy something else, you can just buy it, as long as it's TL4 or lower, and probably not like the last 5 or 6 items. Like just double check before you buy those.
I was gonna say I'll buy myself a distortion cannon, but I can't do that.
Yeah. Also, distortion cannon. Oh, that is energy weaponry.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you could try to find someone who would sell you a distortion cannon. It's not going to be that cost. That cost is for like if it's a common item, and it's not a common item. Even on TL5 worlds, it wouldn't be common.
Plasma projectors Tech 4. Could I buy one of those?
Absolutely.
Might do that.
Yeah, you
Upgrade the laser rifle.
So like TL4, on this planet, you can go into Walmart and get one of those. It's just like a plasma weapon, right? Like it's just like a energy-based weapon. It acts like a projectile, so it doesn't have the same bonus as like a laser pistol would or a laser rifle. But like a plasma projector, it's basically just like a big plasma gun. So like a phaser almost. It's less like a phaser. It's a plasma gun. Whatever. You know what that is. So once you guys are done shopping, you come back to the ship at the end of the day, and when which one of you gets back first?
I would assume I'm staying in the ship, nursing my arm. My wife's yelling at me though. I gotta AFK a minute.
Okay. So I guess he's on the ship. But he's like nursing his arm, and he's gone out and bought stuff. But when you get back on the ship, Lauren, you come back onto the bridge, and on the other side of the bridge, there's just this pile of peanut shells.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I don't know why, but every time I'm sitting here trying to re-add my bow back, the weapon thing for it goes away.
It's the whole sheet is a piece of shit, and I haven't been able to fix it. And
what was that, like 89? Frickin' A! I'm about to just add this straight to other equipment and keep it there.
well, if you want to put it in other equipment, for now, it might be like I have to look at the sheet. I don't know what's wrong with it. The whole system for like those repeating fields is totally fucking stupid. It's really one of the worst things that they have in the game. Like in the Roll20, it's a really frustrating thing.
They always put all their stats and stuff in this for now.
Yeah,
Because I can't be arsed. I'm sorry.
that's fine. So, well, we can take a minute because he's AFK. I'm gonna get a drink of water. So,
Go for it.
all right, you ready, Tim?
I'm still working on some of this stuff. Almost.
Okay.
Ammunition, 20 rounds. I will buy 100 rounds. That would be another 50 off the top. Okay. I did buy myself a thermal pistol, power armor, power cells. I still want to get cyberware. Anyway, I have enough credits to burn.
Okay.
Adrenal suppression.
Well, so you can figure out your cyberware in a minute. Let's keep moving.
Sure.
So you come back up to the bridge with like a catalog of cyberware that the doctor there at whatever the cyberware plant is gave you, and he said, look through this a little bit and see what you like, and maybe we'll figure it out as we go. You don't have to rush this. This is a big decision. It's okay. And as you're walking back, you're sort of flipping through this manual, looking at the various the twitch lock actuator and the body compartment thingy and et cetera, and pressure sheathing and all that. And you notice outside of the door to the ship is just a pile of peanut shells, and the door is slightly ajar. What do you do?
I'm back, by the way.
Okay.
I entered into my freshly new assault suit, pull out my brand new thermal pistol, and walk in the door.
Yeah, so I think the camera is just on the other side of the door now, looking at the door looking up at the door from the ground, and you see this door just kick open, and it's and there's a bright white light and the silhouette of Lauren in this exosuit. It's got like powered armor pads and stuff, and the camera sort of walks up Lauren in the shining suit, and you see just a visor that's totally tinted out, and you can't see anything behind it, and he's got this thermal pistol, and he's just holding it out straight into the room. And then the camera slowly pans over, and you see a guy leaning up against the wall, and he's cracking a peanut and chewing on it. He goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
I'm the fucking captain. What are you doing on my fucking ship?
Good. You know Patrick? Patty? Little guy? And he holds up his arm, like, sort of low.
Who wants to know?
I'm Peanuts.
What the fuck are you doing here? Why the fuck are you on my ship? Get the fuck out!
I gotta talk to Patty. He owes me some money. Well, he doesn't owe me some money. He owes my boss some money.
I don't care if they owe the frickin' mayor of Janapur fucking money. Get the fuck off my ship before I blow a hole in your face.
I don't think so. And he holds up his arm, and he's got like a sort of cylinder in his arm, and it's got a blinking light on top.
Is that supposed to scare me?
I think it should.
For what reason?
I wired 50 pounds of C4 to your spike drive. If I let this go, we're all going to blow to hell. We're going to go to spike space, buddy. Yeah. And he starts to walk up to you, and he goes, "Hi, I'm Peanuts." And he holds out his hand.
I take his hand and I just start squeezing it, starting to break bones.
He just smiles at you and just shakes his head. And what you notice is you're not actually breaking bones. You're squeezing metal, and it's not moving. It's not breaking.
I proceed to grab him at his throat and lift him in the air.
He's not. He doesn't even notice. You try to squeeze his throat. More metal.
I throw him across the room.
He lands on his feet and just stops and goes, "I'm Peanuts. What's the problem? Where's Patty?"
You're on my fucking ship. You were never invited. You didn't even bring anything, and you left a fucking mess. What the fuck do you think is the problem?
There's a tap. There's a tap on your left shoulder.
I look over.
You see Peanuts again, and he jabs something into your armor, and you lose control of it. It shuts off, and you're just standing there still.
What the fuck are you? Some metallic cat or some shit?
No, you idiot. That's a fucking robot. I'm Peanuts. That's not Peanuts. That's a robot. So my name is Siriano Claro. I know we got off to a bad start. And he starts walking over, and he grabs the cylinder out of the other thing's hand. He goes, "This thing gets everybody. 50 pounds of C4. Who even makes C4 anymore? Where's Patrick?"
Like I said, who wants to know? 1, and 2, what the fuck are you doing on my ship?
My name is Siriano Claro. People call me Peanuts. I'm here to find Patrick because Patrick owes my boss a lot of money.
Isn't that just dandy? I don't really give a shit. Get the fuck off my ship.
Yeah, that's not going to work for me, buddy. Because here's the thing, right? You were going to kill my nice VI here. He's a nice guy. And he pats the
he
other...
He was trespassing on my ship. People
he wasn't trespassing anywhere. We own this ship.
Bullshit.
You bought it from us. You bought it from us, right? Where'd you buy the ship?
It is my property. Get the fuck off.
Who'd you buy the ship from? What company?
Why would I tell you that?
Because I'm pretty sure you don't own the ship clean, right? Like you have a loan.
That's none of your business.
Well, I'm just saying, if you have a loan with my company, then it's really my ship, isn't it? And you're just loaning it from me until you pay off the debt.
No. That's one, that's not how it works. And two, even
Well,
if that was the case,
he walks up to you and
it's my
zaps you
ship.
again. He walks up to you and zaps you again. You can't move at all. You're totally stuck where you are. And you're talking, but you can't move. And he just sort of like leaves the zapper on you and be like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go find Patty. And he walks off down the hall while you're still yelling at him. And he starts knocking on doors. And he finds, he knocks on Tass's door. There's no answer. He knocks on Ziggy's old door. There's no answer. And finally, he knocks on Patrick's door. And Patrick, what do you do?
I'll open it.
You see Peanuts and another Peanuts right behind him. And he goes, "Hi, Patty."
Look, I know I've been fucked up and on a lot of drugs lately, but are there two of you?
Oh, no, this is my VI. I had one of the guys make it. Isn't he nice? He pats it on his head.
Oh, what's up, man?
Your captain's a dick.
He can be. Hold on, my wife's yelling at me again. God damn it.
He goes, "Damn. I didn't even see a wife in here. Where's holding him? The fuck? I'm gonna go fuck around with that captain again. Come with me, Patty." And he just like grabs Patty by the arm and drags him along. And he goes, "I found Patty." And he's coming back to you. And I assume you're still screaming.
Good for fucking you. What do you want, a fucking cookie?
No, I want my money, and I'm gonna get it from him.
You can try.
Sorry, my cat's trying to escape the house, apparently.
Okay.
You can as soon as I finish crushing your throat and using your head like a fucking soccer ball.
Is he still trying to attack Peanuts?
Yeah, so he dragged you with him back onto the bridge, and he said, Lauren asked him what he's trying to do, and he's like, "I'm trying to get my money." And I got it. I got Patrick here. He's gonna help me get my money. And he looks at you and says, "What a dick!" And he just looks at you, and he goes up and turns up the little dial on the thing that he zapped you with, and your communications go out, so he can't hear you anymore. He looks at you, Patrick, and you can still hear Lauren, but you can't move and you can't say anything back. And he goes, "I made him quiet for a little while. We're gonna have a little grown-up talk. Now, the boss is not very happy with you, Patty. You know that, right? You've been running. You owe him a lot of money, like a lot of money, like more than most people kind of money. You know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna need that money. Can you pay that money?"
I'm working on it. I don't have it. That's why I ran to begin with. If I had it, I would have just gave it to you in the first place.
So, Patrick, you break my heart here. We're not stupid, right? I told you this in the email thing, right? Like, we're not going to kill you. We're going to kill your friends. But we're not going to kill you because we want our money. What good is killing you? We're not going to get our money, right? And he sort of slaps you on the arm.
Thanks.
He slaps you on the good arm, by the way. He's a nice guy. And he says, "Listen, you're a good guy. You're a good hacker. All we need you to do is help us with a couple of jobs. You help us with a couple of jobs, we make our money back, everything's free. I might even pay you." Not really. I'm not going to pay you. That's not going to happen. But you do a couple of jobs for us, and we'll see what happens.
I'm assuming these are the ones that if I get caught, I'm going to get vaporized anyway?
Maybe not vaporized. I mean, they might take you to jail or might shoot you. They might not vaporize you. I mean, they don't got all thunder guns or nothing. I mean, that literally breaks you apart, you know? But, yeah, it's probably not going to be safe, if that's what you're asking.
Great. And I'm assuming if I say no,
Then
bad
I'll
things are gonna
kill you
happen
and everyone you
anyway.
ever loved. Well, I won't kill you.
Well, that list is
I'll
short.
just bring you back and make you wish I killed you. And everyone you ever loved. And your computer. Which, seriously, dude, you need to see a therapist or something. That shit is not normal.
Hey,
I mean, that one with the midget and the 3 dogs and the fat lady and then the guy and he leans over and he spreads and it's just, oh my God, dude. Like, really?
you know how long it took me to find that? How much that shit cost? Have some respect.
Listen, I appreciate fine art, but that is neither fine nor art, sir. That's some pretty. Anyway, yeah. So we need you to help us with a couple jobs, and that'll pay your debt, and then you'll be okay. And saying no, really, like you said, not really an option. So you can help. And he cracks another
Have a
peanut.
choice.
You really don't. But I like to hear you say it. The illusion of choice is the idea here. The illusion of free will, and he sort of waves his hand in like a rainbow pattern.
Yeah, I'll fucking do it.
Good. Your crew's going to help. And he walks over to you, Lauren, and he turns off the thing that's been making it so you can't talk. Are you going to be friendly now, big boy? Are you going to be friendly?
Are you gonna stop being a little bitch?
Oh, that's really sad. I would really hate to break this fancy new armor you just bought.
He'll do it, man. He'll do it. Just say yes.
Do I get to shoot him in the face when we're done?
Probably
That's
not.
a bad idea, man. Don't fuck with these people.
And he's just smiling real wide, and he goes, just probably not.
Unlike Patrick here, I'm not a fucking coward. What the fuck? Get off my fucking ship.
There's
Oh.
worse things than death, man.
He turns up the thing all the way to maximum, and you start to actually feel some shock going through the armor. And he goes, well, I'm going to send you some details on the job. Again, if you don't do it, I'm going to kill you and everyone you love, and probably this guy too. You probably don't love him very much because he's kind of a dickwad. What's your name? And he turns down the thing again.
Your worst nightmare.
Turns it back up. What's his name?
You know, he's really lovable if you give him a chance to make you some
Yeah,
brownies.
oh, he makes brownies. That's wonderful. What's in them?
Why does everybody ask that? It's just goddamn fucking chocolate.
Sure it is. What's his name?
Lorne.
Does he have any family? Any friends? Lauren, do you have any family or friends?
I don't know.
Not that I would have told them.
Do you though? So out of character as a GM, I need to know this. Do you have any family or friends?
No,
People
I am
that
an
you
orphan.
would find.
I am an orphan.
You're an orphan. Okay. Roll luck save. Yeah, you have something you care about. What is it? Something that you care about that if he had, he would be able to blackmail you with. Or like basically he's gonna go capture your son or something and like hold him hostage until you do what he says. That's the level of thing you need to think of.
Give me a minute.
Well, so he doesn't know about it yet, but he will.
Okay.
He's gonna find out about it. So he just looks over back at you and he goes, "Don't worry, we can get leverage on anybody." And he pats you on the shoulder and he goes, "After I leave," and he clicks the thing. He goes, "You can take this off of him, but he's going to be angry. So you might want to make him a nice warm glass of milk and get one of those brownies for him. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and that might help him calm down. Otherwise, he's probably going to be like running around the ship like a little idiot. Aw, poor Lorne." Tap, tap, tap.
Thanks, Peanuts.
You're welcome. I'll be in touch. I think I know what I'm gonna have you do. And he just like smiles and sort of pips up and he goes, "Come on, Peanuts." And the VI just sort of runs over to him. And they walk out the door and he tosses a few peanut shells behind him as he walks out and the door shuts. And a few moments later, you are able to take off the taser type thing from Lorne and you regain full control of your assault armor. Now, just for your edification, the inside of the assault armor does have like a heads-up display, sort of like the vac suits. And in the top left corner, I guess it's bottom right corner. Yeah, it's bottom right corner is where it shows up. You know Clippy?
Oh, fuck, Clippy.
There is a little icon, and it looks like a peanut, and it just smiles at you and says, "It looks like you're trying to blah. Would you like some help?" And anytime you click on it, like mentally, right, there's a heads-up display. Anytime you try to access it, it just goes "fuck you," and then goes back to being Clippy.
Fuck this Peanuts. He installed the most obnoxious fucking adware in my fucking assault suit. I am
That's what
going
he
to
does, man.
vaporize him until he can no longer even think straight and he thinks he's a small monkey.
I sense that there might be some goal changes coming for you, Lauren. Oh
Potentially,
God.
yes. Potentially, yes.
Speaking of goals, I don't see a third goal or belief or instinct for you, Patrick. I think because you might have completed one.
I think so. I don't remember what it was though, and I had too many at one point, so I took some off.
Okay. Oh God.
I'll have to
Fucking
come up with
Clippy.
another one.
Yeah.
Fucking Clippy.
I literally just came up with Clippy, and it made me very happy. I didn't even think of that, and I'm thinking like, what could he have done? Because your response to him was sort of preternaturally, profoundly negative.
He was
Uh,
on my ship. Uninvited. I want to shoot
so
him in the
my
face.
inspiration for Peanuts was initially just sort of like a generic mobster guy, and then I started watching Burn Notice. I'm like, no, this is Michael Weston, Sam Axe, and Agent Bly, and Victor, all rolled up into one. That's who this guy is. So it's going to be fun. I have a good plan. So yeah, I think the only thing left to do for this session that I have prepped for is the circumference guy that you set up.
Yeah, that I was gonna contact, and that's the same company, the research facility that we were just at.
Yes. So you set a meeting with him, right? Like you set up a meeting or something?
Yeah, that we should get in touch to discuss because he was gonna help me with my peanut problem.
Okay, so I think he sent you like coordinates in the city that you're in, whatever it may be called. And you can head there. Do you head there by yourself or do you take Lauren with you?
I would head there by myself.
Okay. So when you get there, there's it's actually just like an alley. It's like some part of town, there's a little back alley and you just
It
walk
feels
down
like
it.
home.
And at the end of this alley is a tall man in a trench coat. And he says, "Are you Patrick?
I am.
I heard you have a problem with the pact."
I do, and it's become a lot larger.
How so?
Do you know Peanuts?
Everybody knows Peanuts.
Yeah, well, he assaulted the captain of the ship that I've been working on. And,
Did he install the little peanut thing? Did
yeah, and he was not happy about it. Apparently, he's not a fan of peanuts, and now he's got to stare at a peanut in his armor suit, and it's just don't. If you see him, don't talk to him about it. It's eh.
Well, Patrick, I work for a organization. I think you
Yeah,
can probably
I
be.
just went to one of your facilities and almost died and lost my arm.
Excuse me?
We were talking to some French guy about some
Some French
Things
guy.
that we found.
What was his name?
I don't remember his name. It was fuck. I didn't write it down. I don't remember what it was.
Did you know it at some point? You would probably remember, I would say.
Yeah,
You probably knew it. Yeah, his name is Robin Dubois.
yeah.
Robin Dubois, and he sent us
Ah.
there to some,
Yes.
Moon
Were
and
you-
the
Were you the one that was there when? And he looks at you kind of like knowingly.
we were just there like a week or two
I
ago.
see. Well, I have a job for you to do.
It's not going back to that facility, is it?
It has nothing to do with the Brailment.
Thank God.
There's a man on Afra. He has some information that we need. And, well, I need you to get it.
Is this like information only he has in his head, or information that I can go get
It's on
other
his
ways?
computer. It's not anything so gauche. You should be able to get it off of his personal computer. It shouldn't be difficult for you to do. You are a hacker after all. And he gestures to your arm. He goes, I see you got some improvements.
Not exactly how I wanted to get them, but yeah.
It turns out when you tangle with the Brailment, people tend to lose limbs. I will be able to.
One, it was like 50. That place is overrun, by the way. I wouldn't go back there without an army.
Uh, I think we'll be okay. And he just sort of smiles a little bit. Uh, there's a reason no one showed up there. Listen,
You cut out right at the end there. Sorry.
he said there's a reason nobody showed up there. And he goes, listen, Patrick, we need you to do this job. Target's on Afra. His name is Rico Munoz. He has some information on his personal computer. We can pay you for this, enough to cover costs. And it would establish good faith with my organization. The target is expendable. We just need the data. I'd avoid and he points out the sector that you guys tried to drive through the other week. I'd avoid, stupid things are open. I'd avoid the HO403 region. Take the long way around. Maybe go down through ASA. There's some business with the governments. It's complicated.
So Afra's in the Gonzalez system.
Yes.
Great.
He says the target. Well, the target works for some local interests there. It might not be easy to get to him. You might have to do a little bit of, I think you hackers call it social engineering.
Fantastic.
And he hands you a data pad. Actually, no, he hands you a piece of paper. Actual, legitimate dead tree paper. And he says,
Ugh, hard copy.
it's a lot harder to track these days. It's funny, we still call it a paper trail. Nobody uses paper anymore. Paper's harder to track. Here are the details. Commit them to memory, and then destroy that. You can just burn it.
Okie dokie. How does this help with my peanut problem?
It doesn't directly. I mean, we've never worked with you. I only know you because I know Jordan, our mutual friend. I need to establish that I can trust you before I help you with your peanut problem. He looks at you and he goes, I'll tell you what, though. You get this done, I have something that might be able to help your friend and his peanut problem, if you know what I mean.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
He turns to walk away and he goes, this conversation, it never happened. And he walks off.
OOC, I'm assuming that once we do this job, I can use the same email address I contacted him to begin with to...
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use that same encrypted thing, it'll get to him. But yeah, so the target is Rico Munoz. He's on Gonzalez Afra. So in the Gonzalez system on Afra. He's expendable. You got to retrieve the data from his personal computer. And he's working for what the man called local interests on the planet. He didn't tell you anything about a reward. He just said he'd be able to pay you to cover expenses. And yeah. So you can, so also on the paper, you do see that a description of Rico, and it notes that he is a psychic, a telekinetic.
Great.
He's a telekine. All right, so you can head back to the ship. The guy is nowhere to be found. He's totally gone. I think that's literally the end of my prep. If you wanted to do another mission, I still have one left.
That's probably a good place to stop, and that way
It
we can get
probably
back
is.
for the next session.
Yeah, I don't want to go
Maybe
too
find a
far.
fill-in since Infest and Core both bail us.
Yeah, so Core never actually said he bailed on us. He just hasn't showed up, so I'm assuming he bailed on us. Infest is he's just too busy, basically. He's
Yeah, I don't
got,
blame him.
yeah,
course he
he's
did.
got a bunch of stuff to deal with, and said it was basically he couldn't really put the time in, which is okay. It's reasonable.
Yeah.
He did say he hopes that we'll be able to manage, especially with all of the magical space brownies that you can make, Tim.
Oh yes.
Let's see. Yeah, he's been apparently stressed out from work. So, yeah. So if you have any people that might want to join, give them a call. I have no friends, except for internet friends, and that's it. So,
They're better than real friends anyway.
damn right.
Damn straight.
The other thing I could do, I could open this up to the Roll20 world and pull in some people if we find ourselves desperately wanting people.
I say we.
I think that's
that.
a last resort.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to open up to pubs if. Then I got to go
At a
through like
minimum, I think the
interviewing and-
three of us could be just fine.
Yeah, I like to have a few more people just because it makes it easier to balance the amount of money I give you.
Well, that, and if somebody needs to miss a week, it's not as
Yeah.
big of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
basically I gave you guys a shit ton of money today.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
this
it
is
made
planning-
losing my arm not so bad.
Yeah, I was planning to have like 4 people, so I tuned everything for 4 people. I need to start like indexing everything by number of players when I come up with these rewards, rather than just doing it as if I had 4. Because we end up usually having people drop in and drop out. And it's not so bad, like narratively, because we're pretty good about ending on the ship, which makes it easy. It's like, oh, they're just staying on the ship, or they're just doing something else. But that it works a lot better if you have more people. So
Yeah.
also, I haven't actually gotten to the point where I've been able to like figure out anything about Tacitus, and like every time we try, he's just not there or something. So at some point, I need to figure out who the fuck Tacitus is. Anyway,
All right.
He's playing with fucking tech priest dolls.
that's not canon. I made that because I just want to make the joke. I don't know if he actually is.
If it's not, it should be. We should take.
I'm gonna make mention of it and then be like, yeah, you were painting some Warhammer things because I thought it'd be funny.
He'll probably find that enjoyable and probably roll with it.
That's okay with me. All right. No goals. I think were completed tonight.
Unfortunately, not. I failed my one main attempt hard.
Yeah. You might want to. So the problem with that kind of goal is
It's mainly already handled. I was thinking of
Well,
re-rolling it
it's-
now anyway.
it's not even that. It's that you, in order to like effectively do it, you have to like gain a level so you can put the points in so you can do it and complete the goal.
Which is
Part of the reason it's an XP, and then once that's the case, the XP value goes down because it's easier for you to do.
right.
So right now it's a normal thing because you're operating at like a -2, which is right in the range. You might want to look at goals like I want to get Clippy out of my suit. I want to kill some Brailment, or I want to kill Peanuts. These are all good things.
I was partially thinking of completely wiping the OS by trial by fire. Kind of like, I found a spider. I'm going to burn down my house to get rid of the spider.
I mean, you can give that a shot, but
if you burn down our ship because of a spider, I'm going to kill you.
I'm just gonna put this out there. Like, things will stay around as long as they are narratively interesting to stay around. And narratively interesting includes funny. So,
Fair enough.
I'm a big fan of the smiling assassin that is named Peanuts. He's going to be around for a long time. you guys are going to like working with him. I think he's going to have you rob stuff. So if you guys wanted to be
I'm
space
gonna go to
criminals,
jail and be a prison bitch.
if you guys wanted to be space criminals, even if you didn't-
Technically I already am.
yeah. So we got like one space criminal. That's the other thing too. Like, I don't know if you guys want to be good guys, if you want to be bad guys. Like,
I want to
wanna
kind
be
of
sort-
wring Peanut's neck a little bit, personally, because he seemed kind of like a douche.
I mean, so here's the thing. Like I said, look at the burning note, the burn notice thing. I almost said burning notice. That would be a different thing. Like a lot of the stories are basically like character infiltrates organization, character undermines trust at organization, character topples organization. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that class of story.
It is a good story format.
And so I am very interested in seeing how you guys interact with this mafia that Peanuts works for. And I think next week you're going to get some details on exactly what he wants you to do, and I think you're going to find it entertaining. You might not find it morally acceptable, but it'll be funny.
Isn't that like basically the entire series of Burn Notice?
Kinda. Anyway, good session.
Good session.
Think about making goals that are a little easier for you, so I can give you some XP. Otherwise, you're going to be at level 1 forever.
Yeah.
And I need to reorganize some of these guys because they're not coming. So
Alright. Good session.